did it. See my life has been in motion. I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place up your bet. Ain't no turning back, got niggas who ran. When we caught his ass, got caught in that jam. Yeah, you know who I am. Yeah, you know who I am. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. Yeah, you can feel it coming. Fake love, that snake you in your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it.
Niggas died at 65.
Yeah. Hey man, all I'm saying is, nigga, you always got something to say. It's like you don't shut up.
Blazing on the track.
A lot of niggas died 1865. Single Michael fled, how I ain't gon' let it ride. Everybody hollering, black was never on your side. They do maps to tell your apps where you sleep at night. They put that white man on. Got you begging them for answers like that white man know. Had you swearing you was African, that's that white man home. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's zone. And I ain't talking shit, this by definition. And being savage was our nature, y'all be non-existent. We done took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to maintain business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say. We the guards of the gate, so when they say they fear God, now you know what they made.
Niggas died at 65.
Yeah. Hey man, all I'm saying is, nigga, you always got something to say. It's like you don't shut up.
Blazing on the track.
A lot of niggas died 1865. Single Michael fled, how I ain't gon' let it ride. Everybody hollering, black was never on your side. They do maps to tell your apps where you sleep at night. They put that white man on. Got you begging them for answers like that white man know. Had you swearing you was African, that's that white man home. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's zone. And I ain't talking shit, this by definition. And being savage was our nature, y'all be non-existent. We done took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to maintain business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say. So dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patents, let go of them townhomes. What's a native to a native? He $5 dough if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. Yeah, God's children. Give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He say put no one before him in divine image. It's you with God or Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't gotta listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English potted on our hopes. Tribal families turned on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turned to nothing. And now we nothing's turned to somethings. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This the Message to the black man. You wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. You stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the sauce. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust the pastor who rather side with the master who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured. About how we should wait on God is never our vernacular. They get
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes.
Everybody hit that like button. Hit that like button. Come up with videos.
Coco, this your season right now.
Everybody in the chat. I'll drop the podcast.
They won't see me. They won't let me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stirrup. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stirrup. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I put attention, all in my blood, all in my veins. They started with perky, now that hair by numb is veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stirrup. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stirrup. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah.
Lost, see, I glossed too, we shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. The alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stirrup. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stirrup. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I put attention, all in my blood, all in my veins. They started with perky, now that hair by numb is veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stirrup. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stirrup. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah.
lost, see, I glossed too, we shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the feds, giving names. Who gon' feed my family if they take me out the game? Keep one in the head and one eye open, that ain't change. I'm quick to catch a body. When I shoot, he shoot, I know bro shooting right beside me. Them hollow tips go through the wall and then they hit his body.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Let's make sure we good on the audio on my end. Peace and blessings. Let me say peace and blessings once again to all American Aborigines that's in the chat, man. Peace and blessings to everybody. How y'all feeling out there this Grand Rising? This Free Smoke Friday, man. I seen a lot of people in the community be butthurt. They mad because I'm talking about Tyreek and I'm promoting Tyreek channel. God damn, why y'all niggas be hating so much? Sheesh. Nigga, he agreed with me and I agree with him. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Well, to a certain extent, I agree with him. Now, there's some adjusting that he needs to get on, especially when it comes to this history and certain terms. Black is dead, so I don't, I don't really agree with that. But I don't argue with my brothers and sisters. You see what I'm saying? Over semantics. And I think a lot of you niggas are butthurt. Even in the Indian community, I see a lot of you pretendians getting mad as well. So this is the chance for you niggas to come pop on the panel and dress your shit. Say it with your chest. Don't be a little bitch and run behind the scenes and do your little uploads and little sneaky talk about. Keep it real, man. That goes for you other niggas too. Pan Africans. All this shit. I was over there the other day. I was at no, it was this morning. Shit. I said the other day. This morning, nigga, I was in Taz shit. I seen this nigga Taz live. I ain't even subscribed. That nigga just popped up. So I went and shit. Like, yeah, you a buster. This nigga get mad. Oh, ain't nobody gonna hop on. Ain't nobody gonna hop on. I hop on. This bitch ass nigga don't even want to let me on. So I'm like, yeah, he a bitch. Talk all that shit. Voice deep for nothing. Soft as pudding. So yeah, man, this is Free Smoke Friday. Anybody want to come on the panel? I will drop the link in the chat. I'll drop that link in the chat for you guys. Anybody want to pop on? Especially you Indians, you wild pretendians. I done seen you niggas before. You're loud, ain't talking about nothing. Ain't gonna say shit. And this the main thing. A lot of this shit, this platform, shout out to everybody that come through and support the channel. This is an organic platform, man. We built this channel from scratch. You see what I'm saying? Playing the content that I wanted to play, but not what nobody else wanted to play. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if motherfucker don't like the content, you ain't gotta watch it. If you ain't gotta watch it, you ain't gotta comment on it. This don't concern you. You see what I'm saying? I don't like half of the shit you niggas put on y'all channel. I'm not making videos talking about the shit that y'all doing because that's your platform. Y'all just some hating ass, bitch ass niggas, man. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. A lot of pretending ass niggas, man. And some of y'all could contact me directly and ask me, well, what's up with this? Blah, blah, blah. Don't be a little bitch. That's all I'm saying. Keep it real. You know what I mean? Y'all know I'm gonna keep it real. When I start cutting the grass, we force the snakes to show. You understand me? This is the Wake and Bake Show. So light the woods up. Light the woods up. The link is in the chat too. So that's all day. The link is gonna be posted as I conversate. So anybody can pop on at any given time. A lot of guys want to challenge the information, but yet don't want to have a debacle. They don't want to have a debate. They don't want to have an intellectual source conversation because what you're talking about and what I'm talking about comes from someone else. So let's show where you got your work from, unless you're making it up. Most people don't want to show it because they're making it up. They don't have anyone to for them to reference to. You see what I'm saying? What's going on? The I am. What's going on? We got I am on the motherfucker.
Peace, man. Look, I just got one quick question, man. At this moment, I might have some more later, but one of my main question right now is, wouldn't it make more sense for Negroes to be Aboriginal to like South America more so than the America and Canada, like southern part of America, like where it's more
Well,
tropical.
we don't separate them. We give them both the same amount of love and acknowledgement. You see what I'm saying? But directly, the main mission statement for me is to focus on North America, not excluding anywhere else. Just dominantly, more specifically focused on North America. You see what I'm saying? But we touch on everything. You know what I mean? I'll go into the history, the ethnics, the contributions of the South America, Central, and Canada, if you will. So we talk about it all, man. We got tons of videos on this channel. Going to elaborate.
I'm sure you talk about it all, but I see y'all focus more so on the United States. but I can't
Yeah,
see. I can't see.
that's the main focus right now, 2022. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, of course, because you live. I know because you live in the United States, but I'm saying like, far as origin, if we was to deal with the origin or where Negroes or black people, excuse me, Negroes originated from, right? It would be it would seem they would come more from a tropical or more of a warmer climate because the United States is not a
That
warmer
goes
climate.
with this out of Africa theory, this natural selection, evolutionary process, which I don't agree. I believe Negroes thrive wherever they at, and they best do what they can do in their environments. They use the resources that's natural to their environment to help best them thrive in their environment. So no, it ain't got nothing to do with all Negroes dominating from the South and eventually made their way to the North settling. No, it wasn't like that. You had several different intercontinental exchanges from where South was going North and North was going South. So this always been a common thing.
Well, the North wasn't really heavily as populated though at one time.
Why would you say that? At what time would you say it was not populated?
No, I didn't say it was never populated, but it wasn't as populated as it is now. Like even
How
during
when you got cities like Mountainville, Alabama that hold millions of people, Cahokia held millions of people, Poverty Point held millions of people, Hopewell community held millions of people, and that's just dominantly on the some small ones on the east and the Midwest. We can go out to the Pico, we can go out to the Muskogee Creek, we can go out to the Chickamauga. We talking about large nations that thrived in North America that gave into contributions. Most of the most dramatic and advancements to contributions came from the North: metallurgy, agriculture, surgery. Different forms of
so when
science.
okay, so if you gonna go
Years ago.
okay, so if you're gonna go with that ideology, okay, what do you know Detroit? Who was how many black folks weren't even living up north that as much as they
That's
are now?
funny. That's funny. That's funny you said that because in the Detroit Great Lakes region is where the first people in the world created metallurgy, allegedly, according to the science experts. The first people in the world to do metallurgy was in that Great Lakes region, which commonly you'll reference Detroit. You see what I'm saying? Not only that, different forms of metallurgy, acid etching, acid etching, excuse me, you had electroplating. These were different forms of metallurgy, advanced forms that was all practiced in the Great Lakes regions thousands of years ago. And like I said, experts say that they are the first people in the world to do it. So,
Okay, now what's the name of that science again?
metallurgy. Metallurgy is the process to taking metals out of its raw ore and creating different things from it, whether it's a spoon, sword, or a shield, or a frame to your house. Yeah, metallurgy.
Okay,
The
that's
process of
interesting.
manipulating metal.
Okay, the process of manipulating metal. Now that's interesting that you said that because I have an Israelite friend and he says y'all are lying about metals being
No,
manipulated.
listen. I'm not saying this, brother. One of my moderators in the chat, can you please drop the American Indian Encyclopedia for this brother so he can get this book? Why the Hebrews gotta say relying? We actually have. I'm not the one. I would love to take credit to being the one who made this up. I would love to take credit for this, but I'm not the one who made this up. This is what the experts say. So I'm only elaborating what the experts has brought to the table, sir. So they want
All
to
right,
challenge.
I'm gonna tell him to call in because he's always saying y'all lying. Y'all don't never show him no resources. You
Hebrews
never.
don't have shit. Their main story doesn't even have any anthropology or any bones to go along with them. They have no Jacob bones. They have no Rebecca, Isaac bones. So their story is a little more faulty, if you ask anyone. Not to hurt any of the Hebrew brothers in the chat, but we can go down through there.
Well, it's
If they
not a.
can't, if they can't get past the first 5 books that they're standing on and that they're pushing, which is the Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, which is the 5 books of Moses, which they don't have any primaries of, then we can't even exceed within the conversation. So,
Okay. So now they're saying that. Okay, so they're saying you're lying. They're saying civilization started in the east and eventually came to the west. You're saying that's the exact opposite. And they saying
well,
that you
that's
don't have
still
no documentation.
it's out of Africa theory. I mean, it's just outdated. and they lean more towards that because they need that to help push the Hebrews in America. They came here through Egypt and bondage, right? They went to bondage and went to Egypt again, which is this is them explaining their way by way of ship. So that means they believe that they came from Africa on slave ships. And like I said, our story of Aboriginals already been here, having some of the oldest forms of civilization contradicts them. If the people in America was already here, and these people are alleged Hebrews, that they couldn't have came through this mass exodus or this bondage that they speak about in Deuteronomy. It kind of kills that.
Okay.
But
Okay. So what about do Aboriginals have kings? Do they what type of government structure do they have? Because you
it's
said there
funny
was
you said that. A lot of people say, y'all don't have kings here. Well, one of the kings here that I elaborate on is King Tammany. You can call Chief Tammany. But they refer to him as King Tammany, who allowed William Penn to set up nation state in Philadelphia, what we call Philadelphia today. You also had emperors here, Emperor Brim of the Muskogee Creek Nation. So yes, we had kings and emperors and kingdoms and nations here, brother. This is not a clan TP Indian rock slapping tree hugging nation here. This is not a primitive culture here, sir.
Oh no, I get you, but see when you talk to me, AP, you always, you go ahead and start spilling it out. But when I invited the Israelite brother owner that one day, because he always trying to give me smoke about what y'all are saying and
I'm not.
teaching.
I'm not here to persuade you. Asking good questions, so I'm
No,
answering them.
not you. No,
They
I'm not
come,
saying you
they,
here to
they come
persuade.
here suggestive, and then when they come that way, we can only answer that two ways. You put your information up, and I put mine up. We'll see which one prevails. Other than
What I'm
that, they don't want to debate. So
No, what I'm saying is when I say when they come on there, when he came on there, when he comes on there, he been on there more than once. You don't break it down to him as fast as you be breaking it down to me and giving reference. I mean, I want to see y'all really.
in the middle of me explaining one, they ask another question and another question and another question. They won't allow me to finish and endure in the conversation. So that's why I don't even proceed to go into it. Either you want to debate it or not, and then I can go into that, elaborating on it in my debate. You see what I'm saying?
So are y'all? So you're saying you all have the superior information, the most accurate information in reference to history and all the different disciplines of science, right? The sciences, more so than all the other groups, so-called black groups or African American groups or Negro groups out there.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It kind of forces them to update their research. You kind of can't go to Ivan Van Sertima talking about Aboriginal pyramids when Ivan Van Sertima didn't even have a clue that Aboriginals have pyramids. You see what I'm saying? So you kind of it forces them to update their research. You can't
You mean
deal with the representation.
right? So you telling me you got your information is more accurate than Dr. Henry Clark in them?
Well, it's just updated. I'd say if they was around, they'll be pushing the same information.
AP, all right,
Yeah.
man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for answering my questions, man. And I'm gonna listen. I got some more. I got some more, but somebody else might have some questions. I got some more important questions for you too, as well.
That's
Did
fine.
women practice polygyny? Did the women in the Aboriginals in America practice? And when I say America, I'm talking about the whole Americas, like you say, so North and South and all the joining islands. Did the
It's
women?
possible. That could probably be up for debate. That's not really a topic that I've endured in, but it ain't something that pops up in history as a standout. So I mean, it
You
can
mean
be argued.
okay?
I'm pretty
It's
sure people
possible,
argue
but
that,
it is.
and I can understand why people argue against it. So
No, I'm not saying I'm not necessarily for it or against. I'm saying that some probably some groups or maybe small pockets or some groups of Aboriginals practice
I mean, I don't
polygyny
really
for.
know, but what would that? I mean, what would be your point if I say yeah? If I say yeah, they practice polygamy. What would that?
Well, like I say,
Or if
I'm
I
not
said
on either
no,
side, but my point would be many times, what we living in this day and time, and a lot of times women are more they like their own rights, their own freedoms and stuff like that. So they feel like if men can do it, I can do it. So that's kind of like where I'm coming from. That's the ideology that a lot of times women, I mean not women, but people have at this day and time. Not just women, but people have like, okay, if men can have more than one wife, then me as a woman can have more than one husband, like that. So that's why I'm asking.
Right. I mean, obviously, if it's one way, then it's going to be an opposite way. So you
Okay.
know.
All right. All right. All right. Okay. Well, I got some more. I'm gonna wait back. I'm gonna wait though. Peace. Peace.
Nah, no problem, man. Hey, what's going on, Smoke Signal? We got Smoke Signal in the building. What's going on, bro?
Salute to the channel, the chat.
Salute.
Yeah,
No.
when it comes to this word black, I'm ready for us to have this discussion and really lay it all on the table. Because if it means something or whatever it means, then that means someone gave it that did, and with the source or the lack of power come from the people who gave it the definition, or does it come from the people who just identify as the word? Right there.
Go ahead, Smoke. You back?
You hear me? You hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead. Can you repeat that last bit? You cut out and came back in.
Okay. I was saying, okay, people identify as black, and now, according to what we finding out because of the information, and we've been digging through the information, finding out bits and pieces, we come to find out that black has no standing at law. And what I'm trying to lay on the table is, does black have no standing at law because niggas decide to call themselves black, or did niggas decide to call themselves black because it had no standing at law? Like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? And why would somebody identify as something without standing at law? Like, who would agree to that?
Right. I believe that they all are misnomers, right? They're all terms that our people didn't call themselves. So potentially they was coined or described and put on you by someone else, whether we acknowledge them or not, whether they was heinous or not. Some of them been derogatory over time. We done switched them and used them for different terms that has different meaning behind it. So words could be subjective. It's semantics. No word that we classify ourselves should stop our progress. And no word that we call the colonizer is going to stop their progression and depriving away from us. So words is just a bunch of malarkey for real. You see what I'm saying? If it's not about getting together and building and really working on solutions with your people, then it doesn't mean anything. You see what I'm saying?
Right, I agree. I agree with that sentiment wholeheartedly. But we got those in the community who get attached to certain words, and they get detached from certain words, and once that occurs, there's probably hardly any way to talk any sense into anyone. Right, especially if they're basing their stands off something that they believe they have no control over. And this is where I have problems with niggas not understanding that they really have control over their own dates, faith, and destinies. I land right there.
And I believe it's levels to information as well. You see what I'm saying? So certain people ain't gonna have the understanding to certain information. So it's levels to grow with it. You ain't gonna teach a kindergarten calculus. They gotta grow up and build to that particular type of information. You see what I'm saying? You're not teaching no third grade strict biology. You see what I'm saying? But go ahead, y'all got the flow for a second.
Salute. Who else up here?
Yeah. Peace, man. This I am.
Oh, what's up, I am?
Yeah, the I am. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So check this out. So how does the Aboriginals get, or in the past, like ancient times, get different Aboriginals, right? I'm sure they're not all the same, to collaborate with each other and unify, instead of destroy each other and killing each other like a lot of them do now in this day and time.
See, what you failing to understand is that when you even say the word Aboriginal, what you really denoting is, bro, you talking about niggas, right? You just talking about niggas, but you talking about niggas at a time where we wasn't being influenced by all these other extra cultures. It was like just us. It was them niggas by the river, or them niggas by the trees, or them niggas who by the water. You understand? That's where all the differences really came from. We understood that we was always the same people, but we was always into different things. So don't get it really convoluted, because a lot of us been indoctrinated, bro. So we trying to break them spells anyway. So when you hear the word Aboriginal, just know what you really heard, and it'll start making a little more sense to you.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm saying, but what evidently it would have to been some major disunities or devices going on, or came in to the point where Aboriginals are not even united they're not united anymore as a whole.
Well, well, we can say that with amongst the other groups that's been around since the early 1900s, compared to a group that's relatively new and still organic and grassroots. We're simply coming together right now, and in the basics part is just being on call, understanding who your people is, and not allowing foreigners to come and undermine you. That's the start. Once you understand that, the shopping basics, the spending part, the building part with your people naturally happens. It naturally happens. The reason it hasn't is because of the flow, the stop of the vibration based off of foreign tethers.
That's what I'm saying, though. See, what I'm saying is like Negroes, Aboriginals know that they are related in some type of way. But what I'm saying is that even now, I'm saying even the ones that don't even know that they're Aboriginals, but that's not stopping them from it's not stopping the murder. You see what I'm saying?
Well, no, it ain't gonna stop murder. Murder is always gonna happen. There's never been a time and a place where murder didn't happen.
Yes,
So with
but I'm not just speaking of this.
people want the impossible. And that's I feel like that's a way of being scared to really get to the real solution and building. You see what I'm saying? People be wanting, let's wait till all of us come together. No, we don't gotta wait. There's never been a time in history where everybody came together. Hell, we just need a few good men and women. That's it. And hopefully that impact that they push and that they thrive with is left and spread it upon a lot of other people to push. That's all we can really push for, man, at this point, man. You see what I'm saying? Keep thriving to the information, education, educating yourself, and being aware of the system that you in.
Okay, so if you're gonna, how's people gonna unite if they envious and jealous of each other, man?
Well,
it's hard to do
you
that.
don't deal with those. You don't deal with those. You're gonna have your jealous and envy. You can't please everybody, is what I'm saying, bro. You do this, you do that. You gonna have people that's gonna bicker and complain. You got people that just bicker and complain that no matter what. You got motherfuckers that talk about Africans and talk about Black Americans. You don't know what the fuck they is. They claim to be Black. I don't know. You just got bicker complainers. You got skepticism. You got these things.
Okay, I got you. So this, okay, I can see you having your problems, right? Like you're saying, right? But what I've noticed is that many Negroes rather if they can't have control, they rather for the Caucasian to have control. They instead of seeing you have the control, they rather see a Caucasian have control. And I'm not saying that's wrong or right at this moment. I'm just saying I see that.
That's part of conditioning, and then they've been conditioned to think like that over a period of time. So, and ultimately, indoctrination is still affecting our people, whether they're learning new shit or not. They're still having indoctrination parts about them. We all do that. We're doing our best to get rid of. So we can't fault our people for being indoctrinated, which we have the right to be angry and upset, but we can't fault them when we all came from up under that same system. We got to help them get out of it.
So okay, so now people are mating with, as you say, the other races, the foreigners. So now it's not like, and I'm not saying that's wrong or right either. I'm saying, but since that is the case, you got to deal now. You got to deal with these people for forever now, basically, because they're in your family. They're in your family. They're in your family somewhere or another. So
Who
now,
who
how do y'all deal with that?
who is in your family? Who what people? Who are you talking about particularly?
I'm saying Negroes have they now Aboriginals now interracial marry. They marry.
I mean, people. I mean, listen.
So I'm
For the
saying,
most part, we interracial marriage, but it's only with a few selected people, right? You don't see us intermarrying with Australians and Africans, and that's not really the thing according to history. The way you see it lined up, you only really mix with a certain type of people. I guess that's something that you get a process you can't stop since it's here now. But what you want to do is we want to be able to get into political seating to be able to make decisions for us. We're not even in position to make decisions for us.
okay, are
So,
you trying?
you know,
Good point. That's what I'm saying. Are you trying to?
just one step at a time. We want to get rid of everybody when you nigga can't even hear you. You yelling from a pit in a hole. No, nobody can hear you. You got to get into position to be seen and heard.
Okay, what I'm saying is like you got a situation where I forgot what Aboriginal page put it up, but you got where I think you did where somebody I think was in LA, they didn't support him. So I think it was um it was some Asians, I think Cambodia, where the Cambodians supported him so that he got elected through them, so he helped them. I think he named the city or some town Cambodia, right? So the point I'm saying is that you
I
got
don't know about
people.
that.
Okay, well you got people that there's of other races that might help you get where you want to be, and so you got to have some type of
What
loyalty to
what
them
group,
too.
what group is helping us get to where the hell we want to be? No group can help us if they fled from their own shit. No group can help us when they willingly come over here and side with the colonizer. You see what I'm saying? Nobody brings nothing tangible to us as our group. No, they not bringing shit to the table.
Oh,
If
I'm
I
not.
ask
Oh, okay,
each and every
when I say help, I'm saying an individual. Like, say a person is running for mayor or chief of police or something like that.
these people still don't get in position to help us for real. Let's just be
Oh, well, I'm
real.
not saying.
You ain't
I'm saying.
seen
I mean, they might have their own reasons or own intentions.
yeah,
But I'm
we
saying, like,
want to play the hope game and maybe and hopefully no, these people are not even they cannot get in position and speak on behalf or for Negroes in America or Aboriginal or FBA Americans. They can't. You got to be that to speak on behalf of us. You got to be from the stock. You can't be a happy, friendly East Indian that kinda like niggas but kinda don't. You see, no, it don't work like that.
okay, if the Aboriginals are in power and they got all foreigners living in this nation, right? Okay,
Yeah, the foreigners have to
are you
pay to the
try to are you gonna rule justly or unjustly? That's what I'm trying to find out.
oh well, obviously I'm not for injustice for anyone,
Okay,
right? I'm not for injustice for anyone. And this system is corrupt because it's injustice. There's no justice in this system. So to restore a proper system is to restore it with justice. Okay, that's the only true way to run this system. And I feel like it's only going to come from Black Americans or Negro Americans, Aboriginal Americans.
gotcha. Okay, we do need justice restored in this country.
Yeah, we
Now,
truly do.
what about this smoke concerning Tariq Nasheed? Because I can listen to Tariq Nasheed for the most part, and I really don't get triggered by too much of anything he say, whether he are using those identifying markers or not. I like the way he be getting on folks' ass, because to me that's what's really needed. Niggas need to know who on their side and who not on their side.
Yeah, a lot of people be butthurt with Tyreek. I don't know why. I don't know why they be so butthurt.
Well, I think one thing is wrong. I don't care who it is. That lesbianism, homosexuality tolerated amongst Aboriginals. I don't think that should be tolerated at all. I don't care who it is.
Oh
So you
shit, man.
blaming? So you
I'm
blaming
not
all home?
getting into people personal business. That's like me saying I don't think they should raise their kids and they shouldn't drink titty milk for so long. Like, I'm not into the person. I don't get into people's bedrooms and shit like that. You feel
No,
what
no,
I'm saying?
no. But hold
If
on,
you
hold on, AP.
find
But AP, now it's not about necessarily getting in people's bedrooms. We ain't doing that. We saying for the longevity.
we ain't promoting it though. You know what I'm saying? That ain't that ain't the MO over here. You see what I'm saying? We ain't rocking with the alphabet mob. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Flat
right.
out.
Okay, you ain't promoting it, but if what I'm saying is that Aboriginals you can't stay in the middle. It's like one or the other. It can't either you for it or against it. It's like that. Certain
Yeah,
things you
that's
got
a
certain things is you just got to be for or you against. Certain things you just can't be in the middle.
But
no.
then who gets to determine? That's
I'm
right. It's
definitely
always gonna
against.
lead back. It's right. It's
Listen,
always gonna lead back.
I'm definitely against a lot of things, right? Don't mean I'm against the term people using the term black. Doesn't mean I'm going to bash my brothers and sisters. I'm gonna tell them stop promoting it if the best way I can. This ain't what we pushing. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not here to bash any of my brothers and sisters.
Of course, yeah. No, we're not saying bashing, but it's just that's not right. It got to be
Yeah,
known that that's not
absolutely.
the way.
It's
That's
a
not the
lot of
correct
things that's
behavior.
just not right that we got to put in place. We just not here to bash.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, it's not about trying to hurt nobody or nothing like that. Feelings, but that is a corrupt behavior, man. That don't need to be in the no Aboriginals community.
True, true.
No, it's gonna be in nobody community. To be honest, that's some bullshit.
So you guys do agree that the homosexuality thing is not needed in the arising of the so-called black man, right?
Yeah, we would agree with that. But then again, we only speaking for ourselves. So just by us three agreeing with that, it's not gonna do anything to quell or quash homosexuality because there's a lot of people that still believe in that. But
Yeah.
no, as individuals or community, I can probably say that most of us ain't really advocating for that by any means.
Right. Shouldn't it be like Brother Ten Commandment was saying that either you should either be promoting it or condemning it, but it's trying to be in the middle. You know what I mean? It's like silence is consent. You know what I'm saying? You're
You
pretty
see,
much still saying
Yeah, like,
that,
like
that
I don't
behavior is
know,
actually
like I
acceptable, and
don't
that
know. I feel
behavior,
like certain things be promoting shit. Like, do you believe eating of children is a good thing? Battle axe?
eating kids.
Yeah, eating kids, eating children.
Nah, but I don't even know anybody who does.
Well, Hebrew Israelites ate their children over a course of different times throughout the Bible.
AP,
No,
you
they
know that
didn't.
was
They
wrong.
did. Hold
Hey,
on,
when they
hold
did
on.
that,
Wait,
that was
wait,
wrong,
wait,
man.
wait, 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 wait. No, they didn't. No, that was only a term that was used to eat your children is to cause them to be poor. That's all that means. It doesn't
Can you
mean
show?
that
Can you
you're
show me?
actually
Can you show me in any definition where eating the kids translating to what you just said in any context? Can you give me anything
yeah,
that
yeah,
elaboration, sir? You put that in the back for us, please. I'll wait on that.
yeah. I'll show you that right now. Just give me a.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We gotta stop trying to use that because, and the second thing is too. Secondly, if that was to happen, it didn't happen in a way to where these people wanted to do it. This is not. This is not like our culture. You get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah, we follow you.
So it's not our culture. So they're sitting there trying to say, well, do you think that is right that you eat your kids? That's a false correlation and a false cause fallacy to sit here and say that the Israelites eat kids as a cultural practice. That's actually wrong. But I'm gonna go right here to the book of Ecclesiastes in the Bible in the chapter 4, and I'll start at 4. It says, again, I saw that a man, It says, again, I saw that all travail and diligence of labor was hated of every man. This is also a vain thing and a vexation of mind. The fool folds his hands together and eats up his own flesh. So to sit around and be idle, to not labor, is the thing that is talking about when it means to eat up your own flesh. It was just a phrase, it's phraseologies that they used back then. They wasn't speaking literally.
Well, to avoid getting into a lengthy discussion about scripture, because no one can prove it or disprove it. It's been an age old debate, and I really wouldn't. I didn't want to really delve into that. Basically, all I'm saying is people gonna decide to be what people gonna decide to be. It don't matter how many commandments you throw at them, how many moral codes you throw at them. That's just the reality of the situation. If you ain't ready to pick up that sword and get rid of the people who you really say you can't get along with, then bro, you just blowing a bunch of hot air, and I'll land right there.
So what did it mean again? What did it mean again when you said they eating the kids in the I'm just trying to make sure the rationalization.
Poverty, laziness, the not being willing to actually work and labor.
That's not what that's saying when you
yes,
read
it is. It says the fool folds his hands together. When you fold your hands together, that means you're not working. That's another.
I want you to go to a couple verses. We're gonna work with the first one in order. I want you to go to 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 24, right? And we're gonna go down to verse 29, right?
2 Kings.
But from 24 to 29 will give you in context so you understand what's going on. They're literally eating children, they're boiling them. They're cooking them. They're eating the flesh. They added in descriptive terms to let you know what's literally going on, sir. So don't try to do this old mystical spinneroonie. Deal with what's actually been said, sir.
I'm ready. What you saying? You saying 2 Kings chapter 6 and verse, you said 24?
24 to 29, sir.
All right, let's get it. All right, I'm there. 24 through 29. I'm gonna start reading at 24 then. And it came to pass after this, that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria. And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold.
Stop right there. It said it's a great famine. That means no food. They talking about literal food that they're talking about in this context, okay?
Mm-hmm.
When they say famine, they're talking about literally being deprived of food. Now keep going.
Right.
Keep going.
And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth part of a cab of doves' dung for 5 pieces of silver. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help you, whence shall I help you? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What ails thee? And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give your son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son, and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give your son, that we may eat him. And she hid her son. And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes. And he passed by upon the wall, and the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh. Then he said, You want to keep going?
You ain't got to. You could have stopped at 29, but you kept going. But the adding context of this, they're literally starving. They're being deprived. So not only are they talking about eating the child, they're talking about a continuance of eating the children. Okay, and it's not a metaphor. It's literal.
This was only one incident. One lady's child was eaten. This wasn't the people group. This is what is called an anomaly, or commonly would be called an isolated event. This is not what was happening on a grand scale.
Oh, it was happening on a grand scale, because you also have a whole nation of people doing the same thing. Let me go to Leviticus. We're gonna pull this as well. But I don't really want to go down this road on this whole
Because
Bible.
you will not be able to prove that Israelites as a custom eats their kids. You can't prove that. That's not our custom. We don't have a law where it says eat your children. But over here in America, we have the laws that says homosexuals are allowed to be treated as matrimony couples. Homosexuals should be married. It's against the law to say things against homosexuals, because now that's a hate crime. See, it's a big difference in what we're saying and what you're trying to say the Bible is saying. It doesn't say that. But this country here does say you can be gay. This is actually part of this culture now.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm saying, and that's evil, man. That's evil. We really
So
can't stand
like I
for that,
said,
man.
there's tons of verses where y'all eating children over a course of time. And not only that, that's the process. You see it in 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 24 to 29. You see it in Leviticus, right?
There's nowhere in Leviticus where they eat their kids. Don't lie on the scripts, because you talking
Chapter
about
26, verse 29. I'm not gonna lie to you,
you
sir.
talking that knows Leviticus, man. I know.
Hold on, better ways. Let's go there. Go to that scripture, man. Go to that scripture.
26, 29 then. Chapter 26, verse 29.
Was that a law in Leviticus 26, or was that the curses?
That's what the Most High told y'all.
No, but I'm saying Leviticus 26, is that a law or is that a list of curses? I don't even got to go there. I know Leviticus 26 by heart. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know
it don't matter if it's a curse or not.
It is a curse. It makes a big difference if you're being punished.
I will call it a curse to have to eat children too. So yeah.
If there's a punishment that's being put on you, you can't say that the punishment is their culture. You can't say the punishment that they're going.
That's them justifying why they eating children, bro. That's them justifying that in the Bible.
The justification was them in starvation. That should be the justification. I don't know why you're going above these people starving and then trying to lay it on the fact that these people have some type of cultural practice to justify these actions, when that wasn't the case. It was the starvation. Correct? Didn't we just read in 1 Kings or 2 Kings? Reading 2 Kings chapter 6 that was a period of starvation.
Listen, I don't want to debate this religion.
It's not a debate.
Listen, like I said, y'all go look up the Bible verses and y'all
it's
see.
It's not debatable. These are real questions that you can answer right now.
I said, why is the Bible promoting cannibalism of children?
It doesn't promote.
It doesn't time in the Bible.
It doesn't promote it.
I hope it's gonna bring this up. We talking about what's being promoted. Why is the Bible promoting that? Cannibalism.
Let me answer. AP, I would say that it's saying that, okay, if you don't do the right things, if you disobey the Creator's laws and you get up under these curses, then you might get into a situation, to a level where it's so downgrading that you'll be eating your children. That's basically what it's saying.
It wasn't saying that this is your practice.
This is our culture. Literally what it says in the Bible. Read literally what it says.
Yeah, that's literal. It's literally they'll do eating it literally. Yeah, if they get so degrading and so evil and wicked and under such curses that
you justify. Listen, they can make up whatever justification that they want of why they ate the children.
It ain't justified. It's not right. It's still wrong. It's still considered wrong though. It's not just. They ain't just. You can't justify that. It's still wrong.
Right.
That's like saying, ain't no women around, so you're gonna be a homosexual. No, that's still wrong. It's still wrong to be a homosexual. You can't justify being a homosexual because ain't no women around.
Right.
No, we ain't going for that. I'm not.
What y'all going?
You gotta do what's better than that. If you're gonna be
Your Bible promotes homosexuality too.
no, it doesn't. And if you're gonna be saying something like that, man, you gotta do what's better than that. You're gonna have to really come up with some solid direction.
That's solid. Everything I get is going right out of your Bible, sir. I'm gonna use your text, sir.
But you got to
I haven't
use
used anything but your text since I've been talking to you, sir.
you gotta use it properly. You're mishandling it.
No. You're not using it properly. I use common sense. I use literalist. I'm not using no spooky mysticism, jujitsu.
Let's
that y'all
back it
niggas-
up. And are you saying that you're saying that it's a commandment, it's a cultural practice that we sit around eating babies?
Listen, bro.
Can you answer that question? Because I know I made my question clear.
Is it the commandments? No, it's not part of the 10 Commandments.
So
to eat
so
this.
why are you sitting around here trying to indict all the
It
Israelites
doesn't
under
matter
this
whether
false
it's part. Hebrews
charge?
do shit that's not part of the 10 Commandments all the time. And
Why you
that's
trying-
what y'all do.
Why are you trying
That's
to indict
just what y'all do. The point is, sir, you're justifying why y'all eat children. I said children. You said first of all, you said we don't. Then you said, well, this is why they was cursed and this, that. Now you justifying why. So now we're gonna move on to another one. Y'all promote homosexuality as well. Are you gonna
I didn't
disagree with
justify. First off, I gave you an explanation. I explained to you. I didn't justify.
Yeah, but Better X, he probably feel like that's the way you came across to him. But I understand what you're saying. But no, we're not justifying that. Whether I don't care if I'm an Israelite or Aboriginal, I'm not justifying eating the children or homosexuality. It don't even matter. We can be Black Panthers. We're not justifying neither one of those behaviors.
Right.
Y'all
Nobody
promote it.
justifies
Say
those
y'all promoting it in the Bible.
Today
The
we're
Bible-
condemning it, but you're saying the Bible justifies it. But today,
Oh no, the Bible don't promote homosexuality. It says that people have done it and that is wicked and wrong. But the Bible, excuse me, the Torah though does not promote homosexuality.
Do
If
it
it's in
give
there,
passes-
if it's in there,
do it give-
AP, show me,
do
man.
it give passes to people that indulge in homosexuality? Does it give passes and second chances?
It's never given a pass to anyone that indulges in that. In fact, a curse will come upon.
Yes, it did. Yes, it do.
Okay, well,
Yes,
it might be. I'm not as versed.
It passes the people that indulge in homosexuality in the Bible.
No, you don't get no pass. No passes. That's wrong. You gonna be.
So did Lot get a pass from escaping Sodom and Gomorrah?
Lot wasn't a homosexual.
No, Lot was not a homosexual.
He lived in a homosexual city where everybody indulges. It's exclusively announced that everybody in Sodom and Gomorrah practiced either some type of homosexuality, sodomy, or something like that.
Right. I got you. What I'm saying is, Lot was not a part of that.
They gave him a pass. They warned him. He was able to escape that. Why did they give him a pass? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, for one, he was not a homosexual. Number one, and number two, he was God chose him to come up out of
why
that.
did he live in a dominantly homosexual town that got wiped off by the Most High? Why did he live there?
Okay, good question. It's like living in Atlanta. It's a lot of homosexuals there, but hey, you might be living there, you might be prosperous there, but that don't mean you're gonna be a homosexual because you live in Atlanta.
Right.
That's a good point.
Same thing as living in San Francisco. Got a lot of people out there living in San Francisco, but San Francisco is the gay capital of the country.
All right, so why not have sex with his kids then and name them? All right, never mind. Fuck, I'm off the top.
No, that's a good question. That's a good question. No, go ahead.
I'm done.
Man, you said this is smoke. Hey, you said this is Smoke Friday, AP. So I told the man to come on, man.
Yeah, this is smoke. Like you want to smoke?
I'm done.
Hey man, this is some strong smoke, boy. I don't even think we can see through this smoke right here, boy.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a little healthy smoke. But then it seems like y'all trying to box a nigga into y'all own standards. And we just saying everything. Because if you got a Most High, and if you got a Most High, and you got a religion, and you over here questioning us on our morals, nigga, I don't know why you over here questioning us. You need to go question your God because he the one allowing this. Nigga, we don't really even believe in that shit over here.
No, it's not like that. But I do believe that we should box men in when it comes to morality. Yeah, but we got to box you in, man. Yeah, we gotta put some pressure on these people that's the gatekeepers who's allowing and permitting and promoting homosexuality and all that crazy filthy stuff. Yeah,
Right.
I think a man needs to be boxed in.
Too, turning a blind eye. You got to be boxed in. You're not allowed to get away with turning a blind eye
Chill.
towards homosexuality in your people group. You gotta
Okay.
that's an assault. And you gotta
Okay, bro. You
that's a device
no matter.
that
Hold on.
that
Hold
this
on.
white man is using to destroy you.
Hold
And
on, bro.
around
Because
you
I'm noticing.
all
I'm
neutral.
noticing. I'm noticing a very reoccurring theme with your conversation. You know, and no matter what we jump to, it always segs way back to homosexuality.
Oh
Or
yeah.
are you homophobic? Are you afraid that you're going to be influenced by homosexual activity that might lead you into a homosexual lifestyle?
No,
Are
see
you
that's
not
called
sure
reverse
of
psychology.
yourself?
No. See what you just now did. That's called reverse psychology. How dare you try to spin that back around on me? You're gonna turn the gun and point it towards me when I'm the one that
Wait a
walked in.
minute. Wait
I'm
a
the one
minute.
that walked in with the gun.
Wait a minute.
You can't
I,
turn me into the victim because I'm the one who
right.
used the gun. So what I'm
But this is
saying
what I'm
is,
saying.
I'm saying no. I'm not
You you
afraid.
got you see now you're getting triggered. You're getting
No, I'm
triggered by
not
the
getting.
word.
I just seen
You
that you
getting
try to do reverse psychology, and I
No,
can't.
I like that question, better. It's because it's like this. The creator is trying to show you through those scriptures that if you allow homosexuality to continue to gain ground, it will have a strong influence on the whole city eventually, and it will be destroyed. That's all those scriptures. That's what those scriptures is trying to show people. So yeah, we are afraid that if homosexuality continue to gain more ground, it will begin to pervert more and more people and influence more and more people. So we don't want to put up with it. We don't want to tolerate it. I think it's wrong, and the Aboriginals should stand strong against it. That's
Right.
all. That's what we saying.
wait a minute, hold on. Why
Nigga, you got
don't
like
the
we fuck.
Hebrews wait a minute, hold on. Why don't the Hebrews just stand strong against it and stop trying to push your beliefs over here on what we got going on? That's all I'm saying. Y'all make y'all
Let me answer that because the Hebrews, we identify us all as a family, and if you actually love your family, you would look out for them and actually try to intervene
See,
when
that's
when
the that's
need
where
be.
where
We
we've been.
do
That's where
interventions
we've
if
been.
need be. You know what I'm saying? That's what
That's what
family
we do.
does. And
We
right
doing
now,
that though, big brother battle.
you
Actually,
got your.
we don't believe
Oh, you ain't
everybody
gonna
is our
let me finish.
family.
You just ain't gonna let me finish my statements on this platform, right?
No, I just said that's why I disagree. That's
But
where
that's
we don't. I
you
don't
don't
feel like
allow
we
me
our
to finish.
family. We don't feel like that.
But you don't allow me to even finish. That's why I'm kind of
Well,
caught up.
listen, you got to slow down sometimes, sir. You know, you on big Aboriginal Power platform. You ain't on the ISUPK. You understand me, sir? You know what I mean?
With
All
this,
right.
trying to finish a sentence. I didn't think
Having
that.
a dialogue here. You understand me? If I want to interject, I'm gonna interject. You know, don't
I,
don't don't
but
don't add we in when we not we. Is
you ain't gonna let me. So you're not gonna let me finish the sentence, though. You don't see the
go ahead.
pattern. I'm just trying to.
You can finish the sentence, sir. Go ahead. You got the floor.
I would just say that the homosexuality thing. We see each other as family. So when you are being assaulted by something an unbeknown assault, it's up to us or somebody that cares about you to stand up for you and intervene. And that's all that we doing, man. We're not trying to push nothing on you. We're trying to help y'all. Whether you
Can't
understand
help us when
problem.
we don't believe you can help us. We trying to help y'all. How about that? We trying to
Well,
help y'all.
well, y'all,
That
y'all,
Bible
y'all,
thing is good
y'all
for
cool with
y'all. How about look
homosexuality
at the
though.
Bible now. That's the first thing you can do. How
Y'all
about
cool with
that?
homosexuality though. So
No, we don't push homosexuality. Who push
no,
homosexuality
you're
over here?
cool with it though. You're okay. You're in the neutral.
Who with it?
You're
Who?
you're not
Who?
gonna condemn
What,
homosexual.
what did we say we cool? Now you coming over here lying, battle axe. Now you're
My
doing
bad.
the Hebrew.
Okay, I might
Now
be.
you're doing Hebrew tactics and lying.
I'm not lying.
Now
I might
you
be
got
making
to
a
state.
mistake.
Now you got to state where we said we're cool with homosexuality.
Okay, you might not say that you're cool.
I know
I
you
might
might not. You're
mistake,
just telling a bunch of fucking Hebrew lies.
but I
Like you
never
lied
lied.
and said that y'all
I just
didn't
made a
eat kids.
mistake. That's
Like you
that's
lied
that's
and
it.
said
I
you
made
went
a
homosexual.
mistake.
Okay, Better
Broke
X, you just
the
made a
Bible.
mistake, man.
It's
Okay, you
been
made a
lying
mistake, man.
since you've been on this platform, sir.
All I said is I made a mistake. I didn't lie
Did you? Well, you lied and said
because
that
you never
nobody ate
condemn
shit out the
homosexuality.
Bible.
You never
You
condemn
lied. You
homosexuality.
lied about a couple things, sir. We're not going to do that.
You never
Take that
condemned
Bible.
homosexuality. I never lied about nothing. I
You
showed you
came
the
up
script.
here for help, sir. Put that Bible down and use that thing that you got on your shoulders. You see what I'm saying? It's not just a hat rack, sir.
No, I see that you're trying to control the narrative, though. I can tell when somebody's doing that. I've done this enough to know that.
No,
It's
I
all right.
just
Let's just have a conversation, man. This is smoke. This is Smoke Friday.
Right.
you
It's
go
Smoke
to the
Friday, so I'm
Facebook.
like, I'm thick skinned. I can handle all this. Let's see if
Right.
brother can
Yeah,
handle
but
it.
they don't want you. They don't want you to be sensitive, too sensitive. Battle X, man.
So
I
he
mean,
can be as sensitive comes. That's part of his nature. He can do whatever he wants.
I'm just chilling. I'm just trying to get down to. So, what do you say about homosexuality? Can we get a clear statement?
Homosexuality is abomination to the planet.
Okay, cool. All right. So you guys is on board then?
No, you on board, nigga.
No, you on board. Man,
Wait a minute.
Nah,
Hold on.
you
No,
what
no,
I'm
on
no.
on
board, nigga.
existed
What you
Hey,
with.
no,
talking about?
hey,
Y'all
me and Battle
jumping
X. Hey,
on board. What you talking about?
why y'all gotta do that, man? Oh man, no, he said you on board, Battle X, because he said the Aboriginals got the most accurate information, man.
Right. He just jumping
What you
aboard.
gotta
We
say?
trying to open the listen. We trying to open the ship to him. You know what I'm
Let
saying?
me answer. Let me
Hey,
ask you that
listen,
question.
G,
How do you guys have the most accurate information? How?
we just do, bro. It's just we got science to back it up. We got anthropology. We got a lot of shit, man. We got a lot of shit that you don't got.
We have a lot of things that backs up what we got, what we going through, man. What are you talking about? See, this is the thing. We
Nah,
we
listen,
identify we
y'all got
identify we identify who we are according to the conditions that
who
we
are
are
you then?
that we
Who are
go
you
through
then?
and what our
What are
people
you? Are you
know that they're going through.
Hebrew? What are you?
We're the chosen people of the Most High God.
You're the chosen people of the
No, not
Most High
me.
God.
No, we are the chosen people, not me. You too.
Nah, God ain't chose me.
No, yes, we are. You're here in the last days, right along with me.
Yourself, sir.
You're here in the last days.
Boy, you now you got the magic clock that tell you when the last day coming. Your alert just popped up, didn't it?
No, it's not a magic. You base it off of chronology. You use certain events in history for you
Oh
to
my God.
be able to find out where you are in chronological.
Hey, what my brother Trenton said when you need him, man. I molded him just for these type of conversations to destroy you Hebrews. Where Trenton said, man? Where Trenton said? Where the Hebrew killer at, man? Where that nigga at?
There
Man?
is no as a Hebrew killer, man.
No. I helped mold this guy to be an assassin to you guys. But listen, I'm not here to bash anyone's religion, anything, nothing like that. I'm just here to have a conversation. I just want us to deal with actual science and scientific journal reports and things like that. I want to deal with more of the scholarship. I'm not really into the Harry Potter stories.
The Bible is not a Harry Potter story. That's you. That's you putting a false identity on the book. Why would you? Why do you need to make such of a desperate move like that to be able to
This
disqualify the Bible?
this is the issue with the Bible, my friend. The issue with the Bible is that it's not reality to everybody. And if God is a reality, then he should be a reality to everybody, like the sun. Everybody know the sun bears light. There's no disputing that. But when it comes to this elusive version of a most high and the word that he left behind, there's nothing you can draw from it conclusively. You just left with a belief. You either have to believe or you don't. You know what I'm saying?
No, not really. Like I hear what you're saying. if and you can get inside and get trapped inside of that realm of existence if you don't actually read the Bible. If you don't read it and you only respond off of hearsay or light brushings with the scripts, then yes, you're going to end up with a wrong conclusion. That's the reason
Okay.
Christianity. That's the
Let-
reason Christianity is pumping so strong. It's because it's a practice of just a light brushing with the scripts.
brother,
But if
this is
you
what we
actually
need to
go and
do,
read this book, you'll see. You'll be like, wait a minute, nah, man, they're talking about the black people group. The people group in the
brother,
United States, in particular, fits this book like a glove.
brother, brother. This is what we need to do. Let's take our time, right, and have this exchange. Don't try to dominate the conversation because I find myself at opposition with your belief system. You can convince me with a calm demeanor. You don't have to be so aggressive, you know what I'm saying, against my stand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remain calm because I just want to deal with the logic of the whole situation. Just the logic. That's all. Now go ahead, finish your discourse.
Okay, yeah, like this person they put on the screen, it literally has unicorns in it. Cut it out. And you're like, yeah, that's what happens when you have a light brushing with it. But you go to the book of Isaiah, I believe it's Isaiah 56, and you look right on the side note when it says the word unicorn, it actually clears it up and tells you that it's talking about a rhinoceros. So there's no such thing as these fairy tale creatures that we see in mythology and how they kind of transfer over into the Bible, because the Bible clears it up. Just like when you see the word satire, it actually means apes.
Bible don't clear up nothing, man.
Yes, it does. When it says unicorn, the Bible clears it up. The King James 1611 on its footnote clears up the word unicorn by saying
Man,
it actually means rhinoceros.
go to 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 1, and read all the way down to verse 10, y'all. Y'all gonna see the homosexual shit again being promoted.
Why are we doing this? What, like, didn't you hear me just now say something about the unicorn and the rhinoceros?
Did you not hear me say something about homosexuality being
I thought
promoted
we
in the
were done
Bible?
with the
Why
homosexuality.
they
You
promote
guys
that
already
shit in
said
the
that y'all
Bible like
don't.
that, G?
You
Hey, why
already
they
said y'all
promote that in the
condone it.
Bible like that, G? Why Jonathan and David doing that shit like that in the
Doing
Bible,
what?
G? So you don't know what the fuck they did, don't?
Let's go. Let's
Oh,
go there. Let's
I
go
thought
to it.
you knew the Bible, sir.
Let's go to it. You said First Samuel. I'm right here at First Samuel,
Chapter 18.
chapter 18.
Yeah,
All right, I'm
verse
there.
1 to 10.
Chapter 18, 1 to 10.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna read it. And it came to pass when he made an end of speaking unto Shaul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. You have a problem with that statement right there?
Sound like some gay shit. Keep going.
Wait a minute, you can't have a best friend?
Keep going, brother. Keep
I'm just
going.
but can you answer
Keep
that
going.
question? Can we have best friends as men?
Yeah.
Yeah, but keep going.
He said, and Shaul took him that day and would let him go no more home to his father's house. Then Jonathan and David made a covenant because he loved him as his own soul. And Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him and gave it to David and his garments, even to his sword and to his bow and to his girdle. So he wasn't naked. He just stripped them all the way down to where to his armor. And
Stop adding your own words in there, man. Just read what it say.
it didn't say that he was
We don't
naked.
want
Don't
we don't
say
want the
he
ad lib.
naked,
We don't
nigga.
want the ad lib.
If he was
Just keep
naked, it
reading.
would have said naked.
We
And
don't want the
David
ad
went
lib.
out.
Just read what it say, brother.
All right, but he wasn't naked. And David went out.
No, it don't say but it wasn't naked. Just
It
read
said
what
that
it
he
say.
was.
Just read. That's all you got to do.
Because when you have your sword and your bow harnessed to your body, it's still outside of your clothes. And David went out whithersoever Shaul sent him, and behaved himself wisely. And Shaul set him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Shaul's servants. And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, that the women came out of all the cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Shaul, with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music. And the women answered one another as they played and said, Shaul hath slain his thousands and David his 10,000s. And Shaul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him. And he said, they have ascribed unto David 10,000s, and to me they have ascribed but thousands. And what can he have more but the kingdom? And Shaul's eyed David, Salaki, and Shaul eyed David from that day and forward. And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Shaul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David playing with the man.
Hold on, bro. I think you reading too far into the story. We were just trying to deal with the David and Jonathan scenario, right? We ain't trying to do the whole book, just the David and Jonathan scenario. Let's isolate that incident right there and deal with what it actually says.
So from 1 to 4 is basically what you're saying.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever. However many verses it was. Right, I don't want to go all into the other man in the war, and I'm just talking about David and Jonathan.
Right. Okay.
That's it.
I'm talking about Jonathan at verse 4. The last thing it said about what between him and Jonathan is Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him and gave it to David, and his garments, even to his sword, and to his bow, and to his girdle. So
that's all to say.
These are all things that is held outside of your clothing, though. Your sword and your garment and your bow and your girdle is all tied to your clothes on the outside of a garment, not to your skin.
Yeah, well, it all sounds kind of fishy to me, so I'll just leave it at that. So you really can't say either way. It just sounds fishy. It's a fishy sounding story.
Nah, it just you got to get your mind out the gutter sometimes. You got to stop thinking so X-rated, dirty.
Wait a minute. See, now you're saying my mind is in the gutter, but the story insinuates that it was some inappropriate behavior going on. I didn't write the story. You know, I'm just hearing the story. I didn't put that in there. I'm just saying it doesn't sound very appropriate. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Mind goes when you hear about a man taking off his robe down and taking off his garments down to his sword, bow.
Right.
You're straight to a butt.
Right.
That's called having your mind in the gutter or having a filthy mind.
When a story says strip,
I know.
When a story says strip.
Yeah, they said that one word was your trigger word. You see the word strip, and your mind went straight to porno.
So right. So what do you think of when you hear the word? What do you think of? What do you think of when you hear the word strip? What do you think of? Do you think of red roses and white lilies? What do you think of when you hear the word strip?
It says strip himself.
I'm just saying, brother. I'm just saying, when you hear the word strip, if you stripping yourself, we thinking, hey, stripping yourself. That's burying yourself. You're revealing. You're revealing. That's what strip. That's right. That's why you go to the strip club. When you go to the strip club, you're going to see somebody take it all off. Strip. Come on, brother.
That may be the way that
brother
the word is.
I'm just saying. You see how you're not able to insert any logic or common sense into a dialogue that surrounds your religious beliefs. You can't even use. Wait a minute. Not only can you not use common sense, you are also suggesting that I not be allowed to use my own damn common sense just because we're referring to a book that you believe in, and that's why we don't do that around these parts.
So let me say this now. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to say that you're having an honest, logical connection with what is being said in here, even though it doesn't say anything about what you're implying. But you're still trying
No,
to say that
no,
that what you
no,
grasped it out of there was logic, even though it doesn't. It's missing all of these dynamics. You're trying to make it seem like these dudes was doing something sexual when it just
sir.
says
Are we gonna,
it tells you
sir?
what, and it says, and Jonathan. It didn't say Jonathan stripped himself naked. It didn't even say Jonathan stripped himself. It says Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him. That was the outer layer of their garment, man. Those people back
Excuse,
in those days, if we go to the book of Exodus, you'll see that it's actually dressing these people in multi layers of clothing. They didn't just wear
excuse
this
me,
one layer of clothing.
excuse me. I thought we agreed to use a little decorum. If you're the one who has to dominate the conversation, then you just take the floor, you expound on your religious beliefs, see how many people you can convince. I'm not going to be one of them, or we can continue to have a dialogue between each other to discuss these issues. Which way do you want to have it?
What did I do wrong just now?
But I just explained to you that you are literally dominating the conversation.
How? By just responding to your statement.
If it takes all of that to respond to a statement, then you're dominating the conversation.
Or you need a thorough explanation because you saw her script and you thought
Hold on, Battle Axe. Show some discipline. You just been rambling, trying to talk that gay shit out the Bible. But you know they did some homosexual shit right there. So we're gonna keep reading in
no,
Samuel.
they didn't do nothing
Hold on,
homosexual.
hold on.
So how you
Hold
do
on.
that?
We're gonna keep reading in Samuel. We're gonna go to 1 Samuel again, chapter 20, verse 41. Now, are you ready to read now, sir? We're gonna put the icing on the cake with this gay shit. I'm done
Yeah,
after this conversation.
but can we at least finish? Can we at least
No, we go to the next verse. I've been letting you babble on for the last 10 minutes. Go to chapter 20, verse 41. I'll read that loud. I'm gonna let you read. Go ahead.
okay. So basically you fell on your sword on that one, so you're gonna
So
move to
you ain't
another
gonna
one.
read it, just say you ain't gonna read it, and I'll read it out loud for the people. I thought you was gonna do what you've been doing all night, brother.
You say 20 and 41.
Yep.
And soon as the lad was gone, David arose out of a place toward the south and fell on his face to the ground and bowed himself 3 times. And they kissed one another and wept one with another until
All
David.
right, so they kissed each other too. Also with the homosexual getting naked in front of him. Now he done got close and now they done kissed each other.
Yeah, them brothers there back then. And those.
Oh my God, y'all niggas gay as hell. I'm done. I'm not saying nothing else. It's over with.
So what did you want? What did you expect me to say? You expect me to say, "Oh yeah, they gay," or you ain't ready for my response? Did you thought that was gonna just be the one hitter quitter?
Okay, it's justified.
Like, come on, man, you gotta let me. You know what I'm
Go
saying?
ahead and justify. I'm muted, bro. You got the floor. Justify why these niggas doing gay shit. Go ahead.
They wasn't doing gay shit. These people, even like with the mafia today, these people they still do the kissing on each other's cheek, one cheek to the other cheek. This was something that was practiced in the Eastern world back in those days. They wasn't
Question.
It wasn't French
Quick
kissing.
question. Do y'all still practice that behavior to this day?
Nah, we don't do that to this day.
So why don't y'all do it anymore if it's a custom?
Because today it is not customary.
Why isn't it customary?
Because we have fallen out of.
Hold on. Mute yourself, Battle Axe. Hold on. Once you get into context in this whole story, first of all, Saul didn't even want David to be around a gay nigga, Jonathan. So when the army man came up on him after they kissing, he was like, "Why you out here by yourself?" That's what he say. "Oh, I'm out here doing." He didn't even acknowledge that Jonathan was even with him because he wasn't supposed to be with Jonathan because his father knew Jonathan was gay. Fuck is he talking about? That whole Bible verse.
No, it's just
about
that
the
he knew that his son was like that's kind of like, you know what I mean, like a traitor. If you beefing with a dude, and then your son is over there kicking it with the dude, that right there is kind of like a slap in the face. That, you know, we can see how that can be unacceptable even in today's times.
Just the whole issue This the whole issue, and this is why it was brought up in the first place. Y'all came over here bashing on Aboriginals, claiming that we support homosexual activity because we don't take a strong stand against it. When we point out homosexual activity in the book that you push so adamantly, all you can do is wiggle and dance about it and just saying instead of just saying we're not in support of that. You gotta wiggle and dance your way through it and make it make sense and all that. Why come you just can't say we're not in support of that scripture? This particular scripture right here, we're not in support of that. What about that?
First and foremost, this is not a command. This is just details in a story.
I got you. That's some
First and
homo
foremost,
shit.
don't get it twisted. That's the reason why nobody is really jumping all over the head over heels about it. Secondly, if you actually have a sober and mature way of approaching the book, you don't see gay shit when you see that these two best friends kissed, or when the father kissed his son. There was another incident when that happened, but I don't see y'all ever bringing that up.
Or he get butt naked, or he get butt naked in front of a dude he ain't supposed to be around.
Without
And
the
then
word naked being in there, even though they use the word naked in the Bible. The word naked is in the Bible. So when somebody was naked, they would write that down. Don't get it twisted. They don't have to imply that somebody was naked.
Well, that
If
nigga
somebody
just
was
had
naked,
on
they would say it. They say, yeah, and he was
he just
naked.
had on he just had his sword on his hip. That's all that nigga had on. But
So who wears a sword on their skin? Who wears a sword? Who wraps a sword around their butt ass? Nobody wraps a sword around their naked ass.
Promoting some gay shit.
Nobody wraps nobody buckles.
I'm cool on the Bible, G. I'm cool.
You know, man. No.
Just know I know enough. I'm cool.
How are you cool on the Bible? You went to some commentary about a story,
Cool, G.
and then
I'm
try to
cool.
make it
I
sound like
didn't add
this
up
is the
shit.
Bible.
Kids, they did homosexual shit. I just put it in colloquial sense. So if
Like-
somebody was to do that today, if one of the homies would have come in front of one of my other homies, start getting ass naked down there with just his drawers on, and then kiss one of the other homies later on, nigga, I'm calling what I call it today. Gay shit, nigga, and colloquial sense. What is you talking about?
Well, check it out. Back in the days when my pops was a teenager, they didn't shake their hands the way that we did. Like, you know how we do like that shake hand and then that hug thing, that half hug little thing that black folks start doing recently. Well, my pops, when he saw it, my pops felt violated. He's like, what's that? And I was like, oh, that's just how we shake hands today. He was like, hugging? He's like, nah. And that's all he said about it. Just like, nah.
Hey, how y'all feel in the chat?
So we can see how things that we do today, like even the OGs that are 70, 80 years old today, they will look at you and think that you're doing some kind of funny style shit just by the way that we shake hands today.
Let me ask my chat right quick. If what we just described out of 1 Samuel chapter 20, whatnot, do y'all think that's homosexual? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe it's homosexual.
Let's not, because you gotta
put a 2 in the chat if you don't believe it's homosexual activity. Go ahead.
Nah, let's not do that, because you already know that your whole audience is geared against the Bible. You're not gonna find anybody that's saying I'm an Aboriginal and I believe in the Bible.
No, you got some Aboriginals that believe. See, you don't understand this whole ideology behind saying Aboriginal. We only using the term Aboriginal because it's a term that we chose to use. It's not something that any other group is putting on us. You see what I'm saying? It's not a word that other groups are putting on us. It's a word we took out the hat and said, okay, we just gonna use this word because we like the definition of it. You gotta understand that we is niggas. Yeah, we just saying. We the ones that was here first. In America, niggas was here first. That's all we say. Aboriginal means first inhabited, and us niggas is saying we was first.
Yeah, but you
gotta read a bunch more into it than that.
Coincidence that the majority of that actually admit that they're self-proclaiming Aboriginal They
Hold on just a
believe in the
bit, bro.
Bible.
Hold on just a second, y'all. I can't talk over you niggas, so I'm gonna have to start muting you motherfuckers. All right. So listen, we got a few people on the panel. Shout out to Sister Soul, shout out to Alabama, and hey, the link's in the chat, man. Y'all see it, but listen, we're gonna take a quick 60-second break, and we'll be right back in just a second. Make sure y'all thumb up the video.
See, my life has been in motion. I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place up your bet. Ain't no turning back, got niggas who ran. When we caught his ass, got caught in that jam. Yeah, you know who I am. Yeah, you know who I am. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. Yeah, you can feel it coming. Fake love, snake you in your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it.
All right. We back. All right. So what's up, Sister Soul?
Peace, bro. Peace to the panel. I'm listening and I'm like, this be a hard subject when it comes to this Bible thing. One thing I just want to say real quick, I don't want to go too long, but I'm going to say that a lot of the things are determined on what you're reading to get out of the Bible. With the Bible, people mistake it a lot of times for literally what it's saying, but it really is a history book, and it's a cosmos book. It tells you about astrology and things of that nature. A lot of things have been changed over. A lot of it was put out there for controlling people or keeping them entrapped in their minds. And it's just the way that you have to understand it. And I hear what the brother is saying. I just want to say that a lot of people did back in the days do the kissing and this and that, but it's hard to determine what was going on when you hear these different things and it's not clear. You have to think in the spiritual sense or the physical sense. And then when you do one, people say you're not reading the way the Bible's supposed to. You're not reading it the way it's supposed to be read because they see it in a different way. So I just want to say I see both aspects. I don't follow it with the religion, but I do believe in certain things in the Bible as far as what I get out of it.
Con. Yeah. That was pretty much that was a nail. You know what I mean? You put that conversation to rest.
What?
She just put the conversation to rest. You know what I'm saying? She pretty much just put it all. That's why the sisters is needed. You know what I mean? People will be trying to stifle the sisters and all that, but you be like, oh, they got.
I was trying to end it back then. I said I was done.
They got their own way of doing it, though. You know what I'm saying? The way that the sisters can clean it all up and make it to where both of us can just walk away. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, the sisters. But check it out, though, brother. Let me just ask you this one question, then. All right, because I'm just speaking on something else that you said. You said you just completely cool on the Bible. But when I hear somebody say that, I know that you're dismissing and overlooking a lot of viable information that we can utilize.
Well, tell me something valuable that I need to know out the Bible that I can only get in the Bible. Go ahead, tell me.
All right. Well, no, it's not that you can only get it. But
no, come on. You said I'm not looking at it right. I'm not overvaluing it. And so what am I not getting the value of that's in the Bible that I can't that I can only get inside of the Bible? Go ahead.
All right. It says at Exodus chapter 23:7, it says, keep you from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not. For I will not justify the wicked, and thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blinds the wise and perverts the words of the righteous. These are just principles that we can adapt into our lives. And if we want to build us something, we can set these rules and regulations, you know what I mean? And they're not going to be harmful.
So I can't get that. I can only get the Bible. I could have only got that. for the Bible, right?
You might be able,
Oh,
to
man, give
find,
it a
Brother,
rest.
some of these
Throw
things
it,
brother
please,
AP,
somewhere else.
throw it away, sir.
You're gonna find some of these things somewhere else, but you're not gonna find them all compiled together
You
as the
don't find them
Bible.
all.
You said something important, sweetheart. Compiled together, right? What happens is a lot of the information that can be compiled to use against you with the brainwashing technique. This is why AP is against it, just so you get a clear understanding, because it is used as a
How's
religious
it all
aspect.
compiled when what he's reading is lacking 22 other books? Because I'm pretty sure that's not the Apocrypha.
Right.
amen. Amen. May I respond,
Man, what you talking
AP?
about?
Oh
May I
my
respond?
God.
Yeah. Can I respond, AP, please?
You got the floor, Alabama.
And blessings and greetings to everyone. And my sister, amen. I'll say that one more time,
Yes.
underscore, amen. Now, just some quick, here's what they say are facts and are stubborn things, but facts are what are agreed upon. And that's ironic, like in compiling. Simple fact. We are told King James I of England, the 6th of Scotland, compiled this book in 1611. A melanated black nobility, I might add. When brought to contemporary times and the ignorance of the masses today, we are told King James was a white male homosexual. I don't know if you know that fact. Look it up. Don't believe me. I'm just sharing some things that others have told us in history to be the facts of the matter. So you've taken an alleged melanated, what we call dark-skinned, swarthy person who was the son of Mary, Queen of Scots, was in the line of ascension from Scotland, and Scotch means dark, by the way, in case you don't know that. All these were melanated people who, by the way, were not the indigenous melanated people of Europe. Side note. Secondly, when you're having discussions about the Bible and you don't pick up one book in just a reference point, if any of you are familiar with When Rocks Cry Out and Horace, this gentleman compiling their scholarship. This is, of course, we know who they are. When we typically say they, it's primarily white supremacists and quote unquote white scholarship and academia. He compiled, using your word, my good brother, he compiled their facts and showed you Jerusalem is in Peru. So when you don't use some simple things like called research, archaeological evidence, and the fact that nothing comes from whiteness as an origin point, then all that you are doing is repeating what others have told you. That's the definition of brainwashing, as Sister Soulmane just said. Now, when we get to the crux of the matter of what the intent of religion is versus spirituality, you are born a spiritual being through the womb of a woman. But in the Bible, the one thing that you keep compiling and arguing is a patriarchal document that dismisses matriarchal presence, except one incident, a supposed virgin birth with a woman who is a vessel and a side note. And then everything else is based on the tribes of 12 men. Now, none of those men brought themselves into this planet. Again, just a simple thing I'm pointing out that is a fact. Now, people want to, in contemporary times today, and thank you, AP, for making that reference this morning. Contemporary times today want to create transhumanism in a test tube without a womb, or they actually have scientific evidence of creating a womb for a man. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the movie Rabbit Test with our elder William Henry Cosby Jr., who actually played a man that had a womb and gave birth to another person. But that's a science fiction or comical representation of what is the actual biological fact. All life comes through the womb of a woman. But in that book, the only supposed important son, S-O-N and S-U-N, of man and of God, had no man involved. But miraculously, spontaneously impregnated a girl. Now, I'm not saying whether or not this is fraudulent. I'm just trying to ask simple questions of common sense. You know, when you can't discuss those type of things, and that's the reason why my grandmother told me you don't discuss religion and politics. And to this day, even in this conversation today, we're showing why it causes confusion and chaos. But the simple facts are, no matter what the story is, it originates with us, the Aboriginal autochthonous beings, the descendants of them, here in Turtle Island or North America, from the tip of Canada to the bottom of Chile. Okay, that's the Americas. All these other stories have gotten transplanted to what you call Asia, Europe, or the so-called motherland, Africa today. Now, it doesn't matter whether you agree with me or not. These are facts that are going to be soon revealed because we're in the age of Aquarius. Now, I've babbled on a bit this morning, AP. Thank you for the time on your platform. Just something to consider.
Yes, brother. Can I
Let me
add
say,
on, AP, please? Real
let me say
quick.
something. But he was wrong about the
Wait,
thing
wait,
about.
wait, wait. Let me add on to what he said, brother. He's actually factual, and I want to point back to something since he brought this up real quick, with the Adam and Eve story, brother. When you're hearing this, everything is just a turn of the matriarch. When you even hear the story of Adam and Eve, if you read your Bible before that, it talks and it tells you about a life that was going on. There was a whole planetary system. There was something going on here, and the Adam and Eve story is the second creation. Now you are aware of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to that, we're thinking about the Adam and Eve story. Now, this is my perception based off of facts as well, but I haven't concluded them all, but I've concluded about 90% of them. With this Adam and Eve story, and it talks about the woman coming from the rib of Adam, right? There's something called a mother cell. There is a cell that is inside of the bone that actually can be duplicated and can be used in a test tube. It can be used in an incubator, and there is proof. I've done a whole video on incubated beings where they had the whole thing showing the video, the old pictures of the babies in the incubators. It showed how they used the radium to activate it. It showed how they had to use suppositories and things to help keep their health up because a lot of them were brought into life by incubation of the radium. The radium is a false light. It's a pure light ascension. It's a false light of the sun, just like the plasma and the lead lighting that they're using now against us. It's the same thing as the radium. So the radium they use to actually incubate these babies in these test tubes, brother. And this is where this Adam and Eve story comes from. It's from that stem that they took from that bone and they put it in there. And this is a medical fact. Now I'm not saying that actually happened that way, but that's a fact. And when you look at those things and the things that have happened in history, brother, and like the brother said, you just have to look at things. I'm not going to say I'm 100% correct on this, but I'm 100% correct on the facts that I just disclosed to you. So you have to do your own studying to look beyond things to see why a lot of things have transferred to us so that our minds are in a different place. It keeps a spell binding on the mind so you're not able to alleviate yourself of these lies, period.
Right. You know, I was just saying, I don't agree. I mean, I don't disagree with much. The only thing I don't agree with is when the brother is saying that it's only talks about, like, other than Mary, the incident, that it's only talking about 12 men and this and that. Is like, that's not the truth at all, because we can always go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 2, and this is talking about the tribe of Judah. He says, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. So the whole the congregation, or the leading party of the chosen people of God, is considered as a comely and delicate woman. So,
brother, when you take things like that, it's some call that when you do a debate tactic is using things out of context. Now, you can make references to the individual. You could talk about Deborah. You could talk about Queen Esther. We could talk about there are women referenced in the Bible, but let me show you something real quick as an example. There are about 21, almost 24 scriptures in the Bible that only actually refer to white or whiteness, and you fairly rarely ever see the word black. And if you can bring it up, it's very infrequent. But those almost 24 references of actual term whiteness, or the actual description is leprosy, which means a skin condition or seen as death. Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, the supposed triumvirate, important people of this Exodus story, and the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, those are tribes based on men, not women. They're based on 12 sons. Just hear me out for a moment. Miriam of the three, after Moses was told to put his hand in his breast or in his chest and bring it out, his hand was turned white. Now, God damn it, if he was Charlton Heston, why would he be shocked that his hand became white when it came out of his breast? Then when he put it back in after being commanded, it was restored. Restored. I think you understand the word restored. But Miriam was actually made white from head to toe as a punishment, as a penance. And every reference scripturally in the Bible, and I'm not saying this and advocating for the Bible or telling people to believe in it or not. I'm just making a point of what the document has stated. Every reference to whiteness is death, disease, or punishment. And the woman was made to bear the punishment. And when asked, why was Aaron not, of the three of them, because he was the only supposed Levite priest to be authorized to come before the God Yahweh in the temple, is because he was to be prevented from being stained with whiteness. And anyone who was leprous was put out of the people, out of proximity, and out of the camp for a minimum of 7 days until they were considered washed clean or appropriate to be brought back in. So now I don't know whether or not you consider that meaning a reference of albinism or any so-called pale skin, white people, whatever you want to call them. But it sounds pretty clear to me in that book that you want to hold dear that whiteness and white people should be nowhere amongst Aboriginal autochthonous people. And I yield.
No, I feel you, man, 100%, man. You know what I mean? The white folks is basically, you know what I mean, the adversary of black people. They're the adversary of the children of God. That
They're
is
pathogens, brother. They're germs. They're literally a different chemical biologically than us. When brothers mix and mingle with other races, this brings on a lot of sickness. This is what happened back in the past when they were doing a lot of mixing and mingling. It has nothing to do with prejudice or any of that, because I'm definitely not. I don't have a prejudice against people. I just have a prejudice against lies. So when it comes to the fact of the matter, these people being born of certain nitrogen and radium, these chemicals do not fit with our bodies, and this is a compromise against our race when we have been dehumanized with the mixing of these genes, actually changing our structure.
Hey, listen, let me explain this. White man, which is Esau. Esau is the twin brother of the Hebrew Israelite stock. The twin brother. He come from the same mother and the same father.
Yeah, he's the diabolical.
How can Esau be different than Jacob when they come from the same parents?
Oh, because he made two nations. Check it out. Check it out.
What
because you know how I said earlier.
Make sure I'm clear.
Earlier that whiteness
have a child named Esau.
Keep this. Because you know how whiteness or paleness is associated to punishment or uncleanness, right? Well, let's go all the way back to the beginning, to Cain and Abel. Cain got hit with a mark on him, and Cain was resurrected as Esau, and Abel
as Jacob. That's where
Bro,
the blood feud between them two. That's why when they was in the womb, they were fighting. And she asked them, the mother of these two brothers, or
so that's literal. So that's literal, right? They literally created two different. Or why is this
yeah.
not the metaphor? Why is there's no? See, that's bull crap. That's bull crap. Y'all pick and choose what's metaphor and what's parables and what's precept upon precept, but then make up something. Then when you want something to be literal, y'all make it literal.
No,
It
that's
doesn't
not
even
the
make
point.
sense.
It's just there's dark parables, and there's certain forms
Jacob mother is listen. Jacob
Just let
mother
me say
is
this real quick, bro.
Rebecca,
There's
and
parables.
his father's name is Esau. The father name is Isaac. Esau's mother name is Rebecca, and father name is Isaac. They are twin brothers. They was born roughly around the same time. I think Esau came out first.
Yeah, but they wasn't identical twins. They was fraternal twins.
All right,
They were
fraternal
so
twins.
fraternal, they
Right.
were so fraternal that they were two different nationalities.
Hold on now. Hold on. Wait a minute.
AP, just quick comment. Every supposed melanated person in this experiment called the United Snakes of America, that's what I call it,
That's right.
knows of black families who've had albino children and the darkest color in the same womb, not just in the same family, out of the same parents. And for this brother to try to use this example of Esau and Jacob, it does no more than create the fact, again, I'm going to say the word fact, that melanation is the origin of all life. Albinism and any other anomaly is an error. ERROR.
Most
That is
people come
not
out
the
red 'cause they
basis
got
of
blood
life. And that's
all
why I'm
over 'em.
getting sick and tired of this kind of conversation. It's
Yes,
a way of
hey,
horning in white people,
Hold on,
whiteness, and
Alabama.
white supremacy.
Hold on. Let me finish what I was saying. And I'll let you finish. Because it don't make no sense. The Bible stories don't make no sense to me.
well, let me see. Let me show you right here. It says that Genesis 25 and 21, and said, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in your womb. So it couldn't have been a multitude. It had to have been two actual different nationalities. That word in Greek there is ethnos, also, which means two ethnicities are in your womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from the bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over as a hairy garment. And you look at the older translations, it actually says as a rough hide. And that's a actually condition that white folks actually are born with. They're commonly born with this wrinkly, crazy ass skin. A real rough, wrinkly, ugly wrinkle. Like it looked
Look
like
like a pug dog. Yes, I
yeah.
showed a video on it.
Mm-hmm. That's what white people come out looking like commonly.
Hold on, wait a minute,
And they
wait a minute,
called his name
Like
wait a
Gary
minute,
Cole. Like Gary
wait,
Coleman.
Yeah.
wait a
Yeah.
minute.
But just
But
an albino version. So Gary Coleman, you know what I mean?
So
but here's the difficulty. Here's the difficulty with the whole scenario, because now you're saying that Jacob came out a male child who was melanated or a nigga, and his brother came out albino, a
right.
Caucasian.
Right.
So that's still scientifically improbable. I'm not gonna say impossible, but it's definitely improbable.
Yeah, what they did is they shined against the albino brother because he lacked melanin. You see what I'm
Right,
saying? So they add hatred to him, even though he had the blessing and the birthright. You see what
right.
I'm
We
saying? He
understand.
got the blessing and the birthright. So they try to throw hate on him. You see what I'm saying? Esau, ain't nothing wrong with Esau. Esau, your brother, man. That's your
No,
twin
Esau
brother.
don't got no blessing or no birthright.
Yeah, he has a
Yeah,
blessing
but
and a
see,
birthright, bro.
No, Esau, even though he came out first, God told Rebecca in a couple verses up, he told her that the elder is going to end up serving the younger.
no, see now you're trying to jump. You're trying to jump off
It
course
said
again.
the
First of all,
elder shall
first of
serve
all,
the younger.
first of all, you got to understand we don't believe the story. That's
But
what you
who's
got to
serving
understand.
who?
First of all,
Who's
we
serving
only
who right now, nigga?
There's nothing to believe or disbelieve.
The white man,
It's
you
just
serving the white man right
this
there.
is this
That
is
book
there.
got a
This is
printed date
like the
about a
brother
white
said.
man.
This is the documentation that says pretty much what happened. Like this is the beginning of the white man. The white man that actually attacks us. The white man that has it out for, like, in particularly the black men. There's something going on this planet, and there is a white man on this planet that's attacking a certain black man. But he wants to keep him in his kingdom, and he wants to fill his head up with a bunch of bullshit too as he does it. He doesn't want to let him go nowhere, and he ain't leaving either. But at the same time, he ain't liking him. That's the Bible. The Bible says the exact same thing. But he said that it's only going to happen to us when we are disobedient to a certain guideline of living.
well, I don't think it has anything to do with a
Hold on,
biblical narrative. Why
hold on.
we find
He talking,
ourselves.
man. He lying his ass off. He man, no.
This is historical, man. It started with Alexander the Great, man, going around fucking conquering all the dark people.
Yo,
What dark
No,
people was it? It was me and you. It
yo,
was
it
can
was
y'all hear
us.
on
me?
people around, bro. What are you
It was
talking
us,
about,
man. Trust me, man. We are the cream of the crop of planet Earth.
man? This Bible done got y'all minds fucked up. G.
No.
Like,
What
no,
it is that we figured it all out. But what you have to do is you got to sit down and you got to go through some studies to actually
You
be able
heard?
to catch up
I
with
done
the way
studied this
other.
shit back and forth. How you think I know about the shit I'm talking about?
We
Think I
can't.
just picked up out of thin air, nigga? I know all about this damn Bible, the
We can't be.
Apocrypha, the Torah, the Tanakh.
That boy sound like he was reading from the slave Bible. Straight scriptures.
Hey, bro, you got any archaeology to go with this history you talking
No,
about?
he
Since you
don't.
saying it's history. No, I'm just saying he said it's history. So like, you got some like archaeology because that's what we do on this channel. We talk about like archaeology, like
Yeah, you can pull.
genealogy, shit
Yeah,
found.
Young Blood, may I once more reference When Rocks Cry Out by Horace Butler, where he compiles all of the archaeological things that people like him want to claim is over there and so-called is not real. Because Israel is not a land, it is a people through a bloodline. But the land documentation is in Peru, Central and South America.
No,
Okay.
I
So
agree with you, OG, on
yeah,
that.
I
I
hear
agree
you,
with
bro.
you.
But I'm saying when you ask those people that stuff, you know where they're going. They're going to the Temple Mount and all this constructed crap that is part of this white supremacist agenda. And I apologize for interrupting you, AP, but that's what I was just wanting to underscore. And there's other books that compile the same thing, and this book is less than 200 pages. When Rocks Cry Out by Horace Butler. And I yield.
Listen, the link is in the
No, I didn't hear
chat for anybody to
you.
No,
pop on.
I
Link
know
is in
the book.
the
I
chat.
know the book he referencing, and I agree with you saying like all that stuff that they references is in Peru. But
Book
I
ain't
don't
a
think that
good
those
book
people
to me,
call
bro.
themselves. Some people ain't call themselves Israelite and shit like that. That's a term that's made that comes from three different entities. Israel. Like, it comes from three different entities, bro. Like, but what I'm trying to say is like he's saying like it's a history book and it's a book that's talking about a specific people or whatever. Like where all right, so you saying how like the Egyptians said they had the Israelites like imprisoned and all shit, like that type of shit. Like you the Israelite. Everybody here not Israelites. We don't believe in the book. Like we get it's allegory, but like where does the Egyptians depict like having enslaved a group of people called Israelite for like 400 years? or however long
We had
they
us
said that
there.
they did it.
We was
My
there for
bad.
200 years,
Oh,
but
200. My bad.
only under oppression for probably 65 years, something of that sort. Because during the time of Joseph, we wasn't oppressed in that land. But
So where did Egyptians say it at?
we can go to something called the Merneptah still, and at the on the Merneptah still, it's a Egyptian artifact.
How you
It's
spell that?
MERNEPTAH.
MER what?
MERNEPTAH thing, and then Google should fix it for you, if not me, if I spelled it right. And then still STELE.
Okay, I'm looking at it now. All right, appreciate it.
All right. Well, yeah, that right there, it documents the Israelites, documents the Canaanites also, documents the Ammonites too.
All right, cool. Another question I had, just to keep it cool and clean, like, are you aware of what your ancestors was doing prior to them getting the religion Christianity? Or do you have any knowledge of it? Like
Christianity. Christianity is a false religion, but the following after Christ is something that we've always done. We always followed after leaders and advisors. You know, Christ was another anointed, or who, Yahushai, or what people ignorantly
So,
call.
what was they practicing before the Hebrew Israelite practice culture? Before the Abrahamic religion, what was they called?
There was a Adamic period.
Fast. What would have Noah?
That was.
What would have Noah been practicing? What religion would Noah have been?
That's what I'm saying. That would have been the Adamic practices. That would have been from when Adam was kicked out of the garden, but he still retained the knowledge and the instructions that came of God. Those things got passed down through people like Methuselah and other people, all the way down to when it came to Noah, and he taught that after the flood to his children. Shem, then it went down through Shem, all the way to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the Israelites.
Brother, could you explain to me how did a priest called Melchizedek that Abraham gave tithe to, that had nothing to do with the religious question that AP just asked you? What religion was that, brother?
That
because
was
Abraham bowed to that before
was
he even was given a so-called religion.
That was
Right, he gave Melchizedek
the Adamic period that Noah brought over from the flood. Noah was practicing the Adamic laws. This was a custom already. That's why Noah was able to get off the boat and just bust out with an altar and bust out with the sacrificial process. He knew about all that stuff because this was a practice that was pre-flood, pre-diluvian.
Now, AP, I have to make this one last comment. That sacrifice statement he just made shows you how it has nothing to do with autochthonous people. We don't kill for the act of killing. We are in harmony with our existence and our Mother Earth. And the taking of a life is a sacrament and a sacred thing that must be compensated and offset by respect and harmonious treatment. These are the kind of things that we're going to always have bump heads with when people will come with dogma like this young brother and this book. And I yield.
Well, every religion and every people group has some type of, sacrificial process. in one way or another, man. By sitting there placing your dogma, you know what I mean, which is the fear of ceremony, you know what I mean, ceremonial practice, man. That's like, you're
Well,
not.
hold on, young blood. How is my making the statement I made is a fear of a person going out and mass sacrifice? That stuff has gone in a direct, unbroken line to what's going on right now between Russia and Ukraine. When people actually, most of our diet was based on plant life, roots, legumes, and other things. When killing was done for meat purposes, which was very infrequent, it was not to just bloodlet and say we're going to bestow upon some God concept outside of ourselves. There's another discussion that's going to be had, and I'm not going to take up any more of your time this morning, AP, but thanks for the interaction.
We ate meat. God says, man, he said your soul desires meat. You know?
Root words. What's up, root words?
You know?
No problem. Salute, brother. Salute, brother. How you doing today? How's everybody in the panel?
How about yourself?
Hey,
I'm good, bro.
Hey, I was just wondering about this Bible talk. Like, I be hearing a lot of people in a lot of places. Does the Bible talk about anybody in America? Can you place anybody in America that's in the Bible?
yeah, the black people.
The who?
Black people.
Okay, well, there ain't no black people in the Bible. Put people in the Bible. Like, you know, you can put people in Africa. You can put some people like Esau in Europe. You can put Xerxes in Asia and all these people. Who fits to America?
Israel's in the Bible. Israel.
I didn't say Israel. We know Israel is not America, correct?
Israel is in America.
Where's that? The Bible says Israel is in the Middle East.
No, he's talking about the Israelites. He's saying the Israelites is in America, man.
I didn't say that. I said the people in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like Mary, Mark, Matthew, Luke, John, Jesus, Esau, and all these people. Who was the people like us, people that's indigenous to America? Who can we claim out that Bible?
You would be if you want to call yourself an indigenous to this country, you would be a Gentile.
Who was the people? So we're the Gentiles.
They were Japhetic people.
Gentiles is where's Mary at in the Bible? How about that? Where do we put Mary at?
Mary was in Africa, and then her people got enslaved and shipped on slave ships.
Where was Mary in Africa? Okay, there we go. Where was Mary in Africa?
She was in somewhere sub-Saharan Africa. She wasn't in the Middle East.
So you telling me Mary isn't really like Maryland in America, the Virgin, the Virginia?
No.
And where she birthed Jesus, and you know, like I'm just trying to say that when you talk about Mary from the great lands and what God touched, because you know God never touched the Hebrew, God never touched the Gentile. The only person God ever touched was Mary, correct?
No, what do you mean by touched?
Touch.
I don't know what you mean by that.
I don't know what I mean either, except for touch. Like he's never touched nobody in the Bible except for Mary.
You know, brother, you mean the virgin birth, and he acting like he don't know what you mean.
No, there's no such.
Why don't you ask him about what about begotten and to know in the biblical term? We know what to know in the biblical terms mean, right, brother?
There's no such thing as a virgin.
I'm just asking, who did God touch? If we supposed to be godly people, who did God touch?
All the Israelites, man. And he don't teach. I don't think he teach that is the virgin birth. He taught Joseph was that. Joseph had sex with her according to their his teachings, man. So y'all don't even have to go there with that if you don't want to. That's a waste of time.
All right.
He don't believe in a virgin birth.
Well, is there any original text to the book?
This whole shit
the first text. It really is. Like, is there any original text to the book that you?
So he don't believe the Bible. He don't believe everything that the Bible say, then, huh?
I believe
Well, technically, look, technically the Bible, technically everybody know you can't get here without a male and a female. So
But that also
unless
you need to be on 125th with
Technically, a
Sinella.
nigga can't walk on water. Technically, a nigga can't bring niggas back from the dead. Technically, a nigga can't turn water to wine. So what?
Well, people, you know what I'm saying? You sticking on the things that is neither here nor there. The part where like Israelites are convinced that we're convinced that it in the from the Old Testament. You go to the Old Testament of the Bible, and then it gives a certain list of punishments and conditions that a certain people group are supposed to be going through. And we can see that does line up with the secular information that we receive throughout our educational.
So you a Hebrew Israelite?
It's like we talk about some shit. You like, nah, I don't believe that part of the Bible. Shit, I believe Joseph. You just said fuck it. I would just use common sense when it comes to that part, but no common sense or nothing else. Boy, y'all niggas.
No. Just when you read the story, you'll see that it didn't happen that way.
Young brother, what you just got through stating is to probably.
How fun it was.
Yeah, I'm not trying to gang on you, but again, you're talking about a covenant. When you want to go back and forth between Old and New Testament, there is only one covenant that you're claiming to stand on, which is Abraham, quote unquote, the father of all nations. And that's where you're going to get into a problem with Aboriginal belief systems, or our belief on the fact that we are older than all of this stuff. And that's why that young brother keeps asking you, where's your archaeology? Where's your origin point? When you start focusing on that, which you don't want to, and I can understand why, because you want to stay inside the context and the confines of that book.
No, I gave him what it was. He pulled it. He put it on his backlog. He's going to check it out on his.
But again, any of those discussions that stay on the so-called African continent cannot break the barrier of 5,000 to 10,000 years. That ain't even in the neighborhood of our community. Yeah, and this is what we're trying, or at least I'm going to say for myself, what I'm going to state today.
Okay, but you got to be honest, man. You got to be honest. Aboriginals don't have no 5,000 worth of history either. Information or history.
Well, we won't go into that today because I guess AP decided to let this Bible discussion go on today.
Who said that? I am.
I said that. Yep.
Can you repeat what you just said, sir?
I said, according to what I hear and what I've seen, I don't see the Aboriginals really having hardcore, consistent information about 5,000 years of Aboriginal history.
Do you want to go to Corral Soupe? Are you familiar with that?
I heard you talk about that briefly before.
This the same brother who's using the Bible for his history?
Bro, go to Corral Soupe. There's enough history there that you will be reading to next year. Okay? Not even just monuments. We talking about super highways, terra prater, which is some type of super mud that you can grow on concrete. Yeah, advancements to civilizations peak at Corral Soupe, and that's at 5,500 years old.
Okay, Battle X. Okay, no problem. I'll go check that out. We check that out. Battle X, you get that, man?
That wasn't like he didn't say anything. The only thing I really got was he was talking about some mud that can grow on concrete. I don't know what do you mean by that.
Well, you got some research.
The reference. What reference was that again?
Corral Soupe. The leading archaeologist is Ruth Shady, and I think the anthropologist is John Haas.
What is he say?
Ruth Shady, John Haas, Corral Soupe.
What is he talking?
They're 5,500 years old. It predates Egypt by about 1,000 years, 500 years, and it's roughly around the same time as Mesopotamia or Sumer. That's what it is. It's very significant. It changes and rewrite history, sir.
He's trying.
Okay.
What is he? He's trying to place all the biblical narratives.
No, I'm not talking about the damn Bible, sir. Can you leave that thing out of this conversation?
No, he's not doing.
Like,
He's
what you talking about then? Like, what's going on?
no, he's not. I don't think he's doing. I think he's what he's saying is that I was.
I am actually. He the one made the stance, and I'm challenging him to pull up something that contradicts that. So
No, I can't pull up none to contradict that at this moment, man. I'm just we comment on the other brother. He was saying that that basically they got a 5,000 worth of history 5,000 worth of historical history, archaeological, excuse me, in the historical history in America. And I was saying like in reference to Negroes, and I was like, where's that at?
Hey Gideon, do you believe that the Immaculate Conception, Gideon, Ghana Stepper?
The Immaculate Conception.
Yeah, Mary, Jesus, God touching her.
I think the Immaculate Conception is the one that states that Mary is born without sin or some craziness like
You're
that.
absolutely correct.
Yeah, you talking about the virgin birth.
Yeah, do you agree with that concept that's in the Bible, sir?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, seems like you two Hebrews have a slight difference. A couple of these Hebrews said that it's bullshit that Joseph fucked Mary. That's what they said.
I mean, you know, you have anybody say anything about what come out the Bible, so it's all about just showing.
You got him, Ghana. Go ahead, talk your shit.
But Gideon, hold on. You gotta understand, just because you're Hebrew, that all Hebrews, Israelites do not agree on necessarily every doctrinal point that people come forth with, you know. So
Yeah,
you got some that teach that they believe in the virgin birth, and some that don't. Me myself, I can't imagine a woman having a child without the seed or sperm of a man. So that's false. Anybody teaching that, that's false. Bottom line.
Right.
The only people that got here without the sperm of a man was Eve.
Hold on. So you said the Bible is lying right there? Bottom line? Is that what you said?
No.
I would say it's a misinterpretation, maybe, or something like that.
Right.
So let me ask you this, my brother, and he's exactly right. You know, it's a large segment of Israelites that believe different things. So
if one interpretation is faulty, do you believe that there's error in other interpretations as well?
No, because the words stay the same. Me and him are reading the same words. It's us that's getting a different conclusion. So, you know, the Bible is always going to say true to form.
Okay, so
what does the Bible say? What does the Bible say? I don't want to add any other words. Are we going to just deal with the Bible say, or is it not what the Bible say? Because he's literally saying he know what the Bible saying, but he don't believe that part. That's what he's saying.
No, I'm saying the Bible does not necessarily say that he didn't have sex with her. It don't say that she had a child without the sex or sperm of a man. It don't say that necessarily either. I think people will have to force that in there, or be either tricked into thinking that's what it's saying.
Come on now. Right. We even know that his apostles, they let us know, they cleared it up. And when you go to 1 John chapter 4, it tells you clearly that it says, I'm just going to just read it real quick. All right. Start at 2. He says, hereby you know the Spirit of God. Every spirit that confesses that Yahushua Christ is come in the flesh is of God. You look at that word, when it says to come in the flesh, it means to come in a natural way of being.
Yeah, but do you have the source on that? Do you have the source on that text?
Oh yeah, go to the Blue Letter Bible.
No, I'm talking about the source of, because that the Bible ain't the source, bro.
What?
I said no. You go to the Blue Letter Bible, and then you can pull it up. You can pull up that word right there, flesh.
Well, these are interpretive translations. Like, where's the original text?
And it sounds like you're talking about using a concordance.
What is it being translated from?
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, Where's the
being
original
translated from
text?
Greek.
Like, what did that say?
See, better way, they ask you where's the original text? Where's the original text, man, on that, man?
They're talking about from
What's
the
the primary, sir?
translated from Greek.
So you were saying the Septuagint, or are you saying something that predates it? Like, oh, AP asked you, are you talking Torah? Are you talking Tanakh? Or are you talking about the Septuagint, which is three different translations? You have Aramaic, you have Hebrew, you have Greek.
No,
So whenever you have these transliterations, that's where confusion comes in.
No,
And just one last point about y'all having a problem about what's prehistory.
Hold on. What you named three different ones, three different translations, right? Transliteration form. What are these three translating from? Where are they translating from? Where is that?
This being translated from
Exactly, AP. Exactly.
Greek, you know. And what are
What
you
is the
doing
first
is
5
like
books
you're
of
trying to
Moses?
strain at
Where
the
is that
gnat. You know what I'm
primary
saying?
at?
Like what you're doing is you're overlooking the information and then you're seeking for validation of
So what I'm
the
asking you, what we're asking you is, where did you get it from? That's simply the
I'm reading
simplest way to ask it.
me
So
reading
if you
King James.
say, look, I got the 5 books of Moses, and this is translated into English. Where is the original of the 5 books of Moses? Where is that at?
You're seeking for validation instead
No,
of analyzing first the information.
See,
Hold
there
on.
you go.
Okay, better X. Hold on, better X. Hey,
You want
better
me to
X. You gotta understand. Okay, look, you looking at people who don't believe in the book. So you got. So what they asking you is, and I'm not saying it's a good question or not. It's not. I don't think it's a bad question. I think it's a good question. If I'm curious, okay. He said, where did the English translation come from, and then where did that translation come from, and then where did that translation come from? That's all they asking.
Okay, I'm reading out of the King James Version, and 85% of the New Testament from the King James Version is based off of and fathered from the Williams Tyndale translation, and the William Tyndale translation was translated from Latin, Greek, and
Listen. That's cool. You could do that, but can you give me the original one from what all of them come from translated from? What's the original?
Are you speaking about? Are you saying the
Can I get
autograph?
the original? Nigga,
AP,
I don't want to.
are you asking for the autograph? That's what you're asking for?
Recopy the first edition, nigga. We want the original.
And one example of what you just stated, AP, is are you talking Dead
If
Sea
you asking a
Scrolls?
serious question, bro, I really hope you spelling what
Are
you
you talking about Dead Sea Scrolls, or are you talking about something before written? Because if you're going to claim Abraham and Adamic, there was no written anything during that time period, quote unquote.
Oh, where was that found at?
Thank you, sir.
Well, y'all, I don't know.
That's very simple to know, AP. Very
the
simple.
Okay, but just look, y'all. Look, all those who got they asking some simple questions. Just give them the answer if y'all got it, man.
It's a simple question like y'all asked us. I can't ask y'all Hebrews no question.
What is he?
He's asking you where they're asking you where is the Hebrew, where is the original Hebrew text? That's basically what they're saying.
No, what he's trying to transition from an oral tradition, spoken word.
And they will be over there in Europe, and they got them.
No, what your problem is you're starting with a written history. When you start with written history, you are precluding the oral existence from Adam to Abraham. There is nothing written down in Adam to Abraham.
Okay, we understand that.
Really?
What we doing now is I'm trying to address him about the.
I don't think you brothers do understand what he's trying to say, because what he's
Yes,
trying
I
to
do. I
explain
hear
is something
exactly.
very
You say
simple
letting me respond
in a certain your methodology or your conclusion to the matter. When AP is asking, is there an original? He really don't know what he asking, because what he's asking for is an autograph, which is the exact original from scratch. That is an asinine question, AP. There's no autograph of anything from that time period except things written in stone that you have in Egypt. the question in of itself is
What time?
disingenuous.
Hold on. What time
So you're
period?
asking that. There's nothing about no
Hold on.
Aztec,
Give
about
in.
no
Get in.
Taino,
Just so
or
we
anything that
get
you're
in.
asking. If you're asking that
Hold
question,
on. Get in. Slow down, brother. Slow your down road. Just so we clear, what time frame is this? Since there's no recorded written
And
history,
who is
what time
this?
frame?
This is
What
like
time
I
frame?
just wanted to make
1700
that clear. But
This is
Battle
like
Axe can go ahead, bro, because there's a lot of
BC.
It's
talking
not
over
clear
each other,
right
and
now.
I don't
So
want to
what
be
time
doing that.
frame are you talking about, sir?
Like 1700 BC.
1700 BCE.
Talking about
That's
yesterday.
27. That's 2700 years ago. I mean 2700
No,
years
that would be
ago. Okay.
4700. We
You said
already in
you said
2000.
hold
I
on.
think
You said
that's the
hold
consciousness, bro.
on. You
100.
said 1700 BCE,
Yeah, that's
right?
37. That'll be 37. 3700 years ago, man.
3700 years ago, right? So 3700 years ago, you have no written history.
We have some things like the brother said, there will be in stone form and some type
That's
of
fine.
cuneiform that's
We take stone.
like
We
I
take stone.
you can go look at the Merneptah still.
Okay, that's what you just gave me a second ago,
There's
right?
things too. Saying you can look up the Shashu inscription.
Hey, did you just is that the one you just gave me a second ago?
Yeah,
The one called as the Victory Stele or the Israel Stele? Is that the one you mentioning of, sir?
the victory.
Okay.
And then you can go look at the Shashu inscription, and there's some other ones too.
Put it in the back, because I don't know how to spell Anshanshu. But can you put that in the back for me? I will copy that and we'll do some research on that. I appreciate that, sir. So all I ask for is simple sources.
But
I'm not asking trick questions.
Now, can you give us a source from the first millennium BC of anything that you're talking about in the Americas?
From the first
millennium
BC?
AP. Come on, man. Yeah, give us that.
I can give you the Macintosh stele. Are you familiar with the Macintosh stele?
No, elaborate. What is the Macintosh stele?
The Macintosh stele is the Inca stele that talks about recorded kings and dynasty that came before them. And I forget the exact number, but it's some years. You also have the damn.
What's the date on that, AP? What's the date on that?
The date on that is around it's late classic period, pre-classic period. So I'm gonna say
Macintosh. That's an Irish name. Why does it have that name?
Bro, you
12 to
Bible and you
17,
saying Irish names.
12 to 17 BCE. So yeah.
Sounds like
you also have. Hold on, let me get into a couple other ones.
Wait. How do you say that? Macintosh, like the computer?
Yes, exactly, just like the computer, sir.
And remember, anytime there's names attached to stone carvings in archaeology, that's current day people, contemporary, quote unquote, Europeans, if you want to say, but that is not necessarily white. The Europeans in Europe were melanated. These pale skinned people still cannot prove that they have come into existence before a couple of centuries, certainly not 1,000 years. But just because you hear a name, you cannot associate it with a so-called white man. So that's first. Secondly, the other brother that want to keep asking about the antiquity. There are two quick, simple things to look at. And one of them, we talked about this before, AP. The Chata people go from Canada to Bolivia. The Cahokia has already been dated, not just by UNESCO and United Nations, of at least 10 to 15,000 years old. And that's along the Mississippi, which we already know, that supposedly is the actual Nile River, not what y'all think y'all want to tell us is in Egypt. And finally, the Washita Nation and Emperor Virdiase Gostin Turner Elbe, another acknowledged by the so-called white supremacist system today in the United Nations, has said the Washita were one of the most ancient people by genetic birth. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, when you go to the New Testament, the first book of the New Testament supposedly gives you the genealogy of your so-called Jesus. That's correct or not? And if it's incorrect, please correct me. And since the first book of the New Testament is claiming bloodline genealogy, until y'all get on that understanding, then I gather you will never get what AP keeps trying to explain to you about our
Did you just
bloodline.
say the Nile
And
is in America?
our bloodline is to this land, and it is the most ancient on Mother Earth. And I yield.
Okay.
Well, it was
so
saying that
hold on,
those
hold on, hold on, hold on,
was
hold on,
ancient.
Bad
It
Ass.
was saying
Hold on,
that
hold on, hold on.
Native
My
American.
brother, did you say the Nile is in America?
Once you do some more basic research
So
and
that would be a
understand the
yes, but I can't say it
The
straight up.
Mississippi River is what you would think as the quote unquote Nile of your quote unquote good book.
Okay, my brother. So when you see the ancient writers speaking of areas surrounding the Nile River, say for instance, like Kush or Ethiopia, or something more specific like the Dead Sea, where are those things over here? Like where did you get
I'm
that
not
from?
certain who
First
this
of all, I
young
just want
brother
to know
is,
who told
because
you
if
that.
you were Gideon, I think you came late. I've already given one book, and you could just look it up. All the book is compiled
All the stuff
in
of
one
Hebrew
book.
Bible was found in
All of the
America.
so-called scholarship that people like you like to give and bow to is in When Rocks Cry Out by Horace Butler. And you can look all of the extensive compendium and compilation in his bibliography.
Okay, my brother. So Persia is over here. That's what you're saying.
Gideon, if this is Gideon that keeps speaking, I'm not here to point by point prove to you what you think is over there is over here. It is already predated here by at least 5 to 10,000 years. So anything you want to talk about that's over there in the so-called Middle East, again created by the so-called white man, does not even break the time barrier. And let's not forget, we're using a clock and a calendar based on a so-called white man you call Jesus. So
Okay,
whenever
no,
you have these
that's
conversations,
fine.
when you have these conversations and you're stuck in that time continuum, you're not getting on the doorstep of what AP is trying to enlighten you brothers with.
Right.
And I yield.
I understand the time continuum and all of that thing. But this is what I'm saying, bro. It doesn't get that deep. It doesn't get that deep with me, because the reason why I'm asking you about certain places is because those things are associated with the Nile. For instance, when you look at Babylon, when you look at things like the Hittite Empire, you have ancient scholars wherever the Nile may be at, is speaking of these other places in close proximity with the Nile. So when you transfer the Nile into the Western Hemisphere, i.e. America, then you're going to have to tell me where is Hatti, which is the Hittite Empire, where is Babylon, where is Cush, where is the Red Sea, where is Yemen or Saba. You would have to tell me, because you're not just moving the Nile, you're moving everything. You see what I'm saying? So that's why, I'm asking you these things, because to the simple person like me, when these are the questions that pop up before we even get into the knowledge over here and we go into somebody's time continuum, just very simple meat and potato questions. That's all I'm asking, and I yield.
What the hell is a time continuum?
Exactly.
I'm asking you.
Nah, bro.
And the brother B brought it up, and peace to the brother
No,
B, because
you
he's
said it.
he's
What is this time continuum?
bro. To be truthful, bro, it's whoever's telling you what is a time continuum is, because it differs.
God. You don't even know what the fuck the shit means. Yeah, you playing around out here. I'm about to get right in this. You
Hold on,
Hebrews.
AP. Hold on, AP. Check this out, man. Look, Battle Axe, when Battle Axe is coming on here, I think one of the things he was trying to emphasize is that one of the reasons why why he feel he knows that Nagos are the Israelites is because of all the curses that
oh my God,
all the curses that Nagos are going through.
Go to 126 and fuck with Sinetta, bro. They'll fit right in. Them boys will do numbers.
I need to go up there and talk to Garfield or something, man.
Right, them boys
This
will do
ain't
numbers
it.
over there. They fuck with y'all.
Yeah, man,
Hey,
come
bro, I got a Bible from 1889 that said the Genesis story happened in 4004 BC. That's when it said the Genesis story happened. So that's when everything was made from some nigga
Earth
voice.
was 6,000, a little bit over 6,000 years ago.
Yeah, like 4004 AD. I'm sorry,
Nigga, we got Aboriginal
4004
socks older
BC.
than
AP,
we got
AP,
hoodies older
and to
than
my
that, nigga.
Aboriginal
We
brothers,
got
I
And
want
that
pants
Bible is from
older than that, nigga.
1889.
I
We
want to
got
pose this
hoodies
question,
in
AP.
America older than the
Right,
your earth.
AP, right. AP, you just be making it up as you go along. But hey, bro, let me ask you
Oh,
this.
hold on. What am I making up then, nigga? I'll give you a
Right,
source for everything. What am I making up?
So look,
Yeah, I go get the Bible and show you, bro. I got a
Oh,
Bible, like I said, from
hold on.
1889.
Don't make a statement and then
First
run. What
Timothy
am I
81,
making
that
up,
shit
sir?
made up.
bro, so bro,
What
okay,
am I
according to
making up, sir?
okay, bro, nothing supports what you're saying in its totality,
Well,
bro.
I'm about to
what
go
am I
get it.
saying that ain't got nothing to support it? Name one thing that I said.
That the African slave trade did not happen.
Oh my God,
That
G. Here we
all
go.
people that are
Here we go.
melanated
Ain't
have
nobody
been
said
here.
nothing about no slave trade, nigga. I
All
was
of that
talking.
you
Get
can't substantiate
get
any of
out.
that, bro.
G,
And all
this.
the time you listening to Reek, I would think you would
All
know
right,
that by now,
listen.
bro. You been
Listen,
posting the man
I
stuff and
don't
everything.
disagree. I don't disagree with the slave trade. And listen, Lucky Guzman, I hear you commentating. I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna let you build, but you're a Puerto Rican. You ain't even in this conversation, bro.
Hey,
You're a tell. I'm gonna get to
what
you
you
in a
talking
second.
about, nigga?
But hold on. Hey, gotta step up.
Right.
Gee, don't go to that old slave trade. 'Cause listen, we know the slave trade happened. We know millions of motherfuckers came here, hundreds of thousands, whatever. You feel me? It just wasn't the demographic of people that you say it was. And you can't prove to me that it wasn't.
How do you know what demographic? See, you can't make a statement on that because everybody's not
I
saying the
know
same
white
thing.
slaves came here. That's a demographic of people.
White
White
white slaves never came here in mass.
Do you
AP.
want to debate that topic for $500?
Hey,
you
bro,
wanna
I
debate
was waiting with a
that?
Can I
stack
get
the other
in on
night,
that
but you
bet?
never showed
Do
up.
you want to debate that for $500?
I think y'all need to debate that, man.
Yeah, that's an easy win, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's an easy win. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Europeans did not come over here and chattel slavery in mass.
Europeans
Knock
came over
it
here in the
What,
transatlantic slave trade.
Please knock it
Listen,
off.
obviously, he don't want that smoke because he ain't say nothing. Hold on, Lucky Guzman, the Puerto Rican, you want that smoke, G?
Bro, what you talking about, bro? I won't smoke with you.
You agreeing with him, right? He didn't want it, so I'm asking you, do you
Agreeing with
want
what?
it?
Agreeing with him? No, he.
AP,
I
me and
don't
you
know
done
what
had
that
set
is.
about
Now you
3-4
won't
debates,
know.
bro. You
Now
never
you won't
came
know.
out.
So all right, now let's get back to it. Now, so what's mass to you, Gideon?
In mass means the majority of.
Is 50,000 a mass amount of number people?
It depends, man.
Man, I'm asking you, is 50,000 a mass amount of
Depends
people or
over
not?
what period of time, and it also depends of in contrast to.
Is
Meaning that
100,000 a mass amount of people?
depends on what number you're speaking of in the time frame. If
100,000.
you want to say 100,000 Europeans came over here in the span of 800 years, then that's not in mass, my brother.
What
Shit,
about
we
the
know
If you
saying? What
understand
about
what
the
I'm saying.
hey, we
saying?
know
But
they came way
It's
more than
already
100,000
a book out about
over
it,
the
bro.
span. Listen, we know they came way more than 100,000 over the span of a few years because they got documents of how many came through Ellis Island. So we ain't even gonna
that's
talk
what
about.
you
And
took
I'm
the
not
words
even
out of my
gonna.
mouth. Next, you're gonna say
And
Ellis
I'm not
Island was
even
the
gonna.
slave port,
And
right?
I'm not even gonna
Transatlantic
mention
slave trade
Ellis Island.
was
I want
white
to deal
and
strictly
black
with
people.
slaves brought over here. You see what I'm saying? So y'all, white slaves came here. That's what I'm saying. I'm asking you niggas to source up. What this?
My brother, it's just so many ways I could just take that apart what you're saying just because it's not true, my
Okay,
brother.
well, why don't you
Listen,
debate it
bro.
then? Let's do it in front
When
of
the
everybody.
discovery of the New World happened, bro, do you know what was happening in Europe?
How about you rip it apart in front of everybody and
Do
debate
you
I don't think
do you know what was just happening in Europe? Europe lost damn near half their population, my brother. So the workforce in Europe was decimated by the time they started bringing us over here in Americas, bro.
But
So
hold on, that's
just
so
basic with what you're
decimated, but
saying,
they was
the
able to
numbers don't even
strong
support
arm
it.
you. They were so decimated, but they was able to strong arm you and put you on a boat.
Well, it was a Confederate because if you read our holy scriptures, it says that all the nations were in Confederate.
The Confederates went to Africa. When did Confederates touch down in Africa, bro? When did the British touch down in Africa, bro? Let's talk about it. Hold on. When did the British first touch down in Africa?
Say, bro,
go.
When I'm talking to you, AP, I got a lot of love for you, bro, and I can see how you come to your conclusions.
Real. When
I'm not saying Confederates as in the Union. Listen, slow down.
Confederates. Listen, fuck Confederates. When did the British go to Africa? Now go.
Slow down, bro. When I said Confederate, I'm not.
I said okay. I said throw away Confederate. I said throw away Confederate.
Right.
Now we dealing with.
But you can't. I'm saying all nations. I'm saying all nations were in Confederate against us.
You just be running, man. You running.
You gotta listen to what I'm saying, bro.
Oh shit, man. Come on, man.
So
y'all ain't gave out not one source yet, except for one source. I think the nigga, what's the name of this source I got pulled up? The something stay the victory stay. That's the only fucking source I got from you niggas tonight.
The last statement I just heard him say, the Confederation of Nations, AP, would be Dutch, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Great Britain, and of various other countries, which could be considered a confederation. All right, just to clarify what I heard. I think
I want to talk about semantics, but
right now that's definitely that was correct.
But again, any of those discussions are only from the 1500s at best to the 1800s. So that's barely a 2 to 3 century time window. And even your great scholar that you don't want to mention, because he's had to clean up his mess, Henry Louis Skip Gates, has downgraded your famous 12.5 million to 92,000. Now that's in total. So when you start wanting to play this numbers game, that you can't stand on that square, brother. Now the problem for us is that's continuing to attach ourselves to foreign tethers, as these young brothers are saying now. When you want to do that, that's your choice. Have at it. But you can't keep going and doing what this white colonizer has done to compel others to attach themselves to this shit. And I yield.
Appreciate that, man. We better get ready to wrap this show up. Anybody else got something to say real quick before we get out of here? Lucky Gus, man, Sister Soul, Battle Axe, I Am, anybody. What's up?
I just want to say peace, everybody. I appreciate you, bro, for having me up as usual. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, peace to your AP, man. Peace to the brothers and the sisters on the panel. And yeah, man, definitely agree with the brother when he's speaking about the foreign tethers, but we can't deny our deadbeat dad, you know what I'm saying, and say that's not our father when he's biologically still our father. No matter how bad they come over here and try to skew the narrative, he's still a deadbeat dad. But peace and love to everybody.
Who's the deadbeat dad, bro?
Africa. Africa is your daddy. Africa is your daddy, AP. Africa is your daddy that's not taking care of you, bro.
Nobody, mama, none of that. Africa, man, we gave birth to y'all. You don't even know that. Africans ain't even really African. And I'm going to do a whole build on that to show that through their own genetics and their oral history. So you niggas suck, man. But have a nice day.
Yeah, Big Chief Tunica signing out, a.k.a. Big Chief Tuna, no doubt.
Shout out to Ghana Stepper, man. Shout out to Ghana Stepper in the building. Lucky Gus, man, what's up with it? Lucky Guzman. Come on, man. Don't let your Puerto Rican spirit hide now. Well, shit. Battle Axe gone.
Brother AP, my brother, younger brother from another mother. Once again, thank you for the time and space on your platform. This origin story and this biblical origins is going to be blown up, just like I said, a week or so ago, about squashing the term black. All that stuff is attached together. Keep the faith.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of all of it at once. I appreciate you for coming on, for real.
Keep the faith, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for the time.
Always, bro. Always. I can't tell you what's up with it, brother.
Ain't shit, bro. I don't know if you seen. First off, shout out to the other on the panel too. Like, appreciate that shout out. But yeah, like I was showing the book. I got an old book, an old Bible from 1884.
Oh, was you screen sharing? I didn't see you screen sharing.
I was showing it. I was letting y'all talk or whatever, but I was showing it. It's old as shit, like the cover coming off. My dad found it. But it's like from 1884, that shit say that the creation story happened in 4004 BC.
Right.
You know, they took that table out. They took that table out the Bibles now. They don't got that shit in there no more. But
yeah, they try
to have it in there.
This shit new. That shit baby stage. And like I said, you Hebrews so fun to beat up. I forgot how fun it was to beat y'all up. I done forgot more about that Bible than what y'all ever know. All right? Believe that. That nigga, hey, I can point out all the fucked up shit in that little Bible. I go down the list from gay shit to homosexual to eating kids to tricking motherfuckers, smoking crack. They even smoking crack in the Bible. I ain't even lying. Y'all think I'm bullshit. No bullshit. Real verses. Everything I said was a fact. I gave y'all the Bible verse to go with it. They made up their own interpretations to that shit. Don't let these niggas fool y'all, man. All right, we got Lucky Guzman back. I will give him the respected opportunity to speak. Shout out to Lucky Guzman. What's going on, Lucky Guz? Lucky Guz. What your Puerto Rican ass just like to come on here? Unmute yourself, son. You gotta unmute yourself, son. All right, well, fuck it. We'll leave him right there. Well, shit, man, let's get ready to get out of here, man. Peace and blessings to all the American Aborigines. It's your brother Aboriginal Power, man. We out, man. Shout out to the brother Akeem T. We gone.
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. The Helly way.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me care, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, you been making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder, I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah, yeah. I won't let them care, yeah. They won't see me care, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, you been making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder, I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah, yeah. I can't let them care, yeah. They won't see me care, yeah. I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with perky, now that hair right up his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF and 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, you been making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder, I got a feeling, keep my stomach, paranoid, yeah, yeah. I won't let them care, yeah. They won't see me care, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, you been making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder, I got a feeling, keep my stomach, paranoid, yeah, yeah. I can't let them care, yeah. They won't see me care, yeah.